down game 3.
It's well recovered from Monkey Moon as well. Hits the post on that one, then it instantly holds down boost, sets sights on Planet Jorias, and gets him right out of the way. Touch back behind on the open net and Vitality. 13 seconds left and they lead. And Dignitas, if they lose this, will feel very hard done by.
And he's going to get another one in. Don't miss these. Dizzy no boost. He's found 2 in 7 seconds. After all that hard work by Dignitas, keeping that to what looked like an overtime game, it's Vitality with 2 instantly at the death. And they have done really well to win this in regulation.
Seeing the Death Star here on May the 4th, and the 4th is very much with Vitality. They go 2-1 up in the series, and it is gonna feel bad for Dig. They really turned up the heat there. They turned up the speed. They were aggressive. They just could not get anything past that back line of Vitality.
Gonna get it to work, and now it looks like Dignitas are going to call the timeout just to reset. As Vitality do take the lead. They didn't want it to get one more game. What are your thoughts on that, Stumpy? Just don't force things. They don't want to go 3-1 down.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much in agreement here, right? Chuck it on after you lose 2. I'm not too bothered after how many games you have. It's almost all on what the opponent has. If you're like 3-2 up, and I'd call a timeout there, honestly. I think a 2 is a great spot for it. You can work things out, you slow down their momentum, you cool them off just a little bit. And Stizzy, my gosh, he is cooled off as much as you'd like, taking a nap on his chair. Gonna be honest, fella, you've got to wake up. You are losing.
Come on now. Come on now. No, I like it. Maybe a little bit of meditation.
Yeah.
Stizzy.
Did you ever meditate when you were a player?
I did actually did a bit of visualization, stuff like that. Not too sure.
What did you visualize? Sort of 12th to 16th?
I visualized
on a good
the flight over there and the flight home.
All 30 hours. All 30 hours of that bad boy.
Visualized arriving at the airport, and then I visualized the taxi back to the airport.
Lovely. Hanging out with your best mate, Stumpy Goblin.
Yay.
Oh, that didn't feel real. That didn't feel genuine. So that hurts my feelings. I don't know.
Oh, really? After you just stuck a dagger in my chest, maybe my back,
12th to
actually.
16th is generous.
That was actually impressive. I'd take 12 to 16 in today.
You would love that. Yeah, you'd feel on top of the world.
I love it. You know the best part of those placements when it is like a 13 to 16, you could say you came 13th.
yeah, that's fair.
You get the upper end.
Because they don't know which one you are.
Yeah, 9 to 11, finish 9th, top 10. Thank you.
Oh. I finished single digits. Thank you very much.
We take those. But yeah, maybe some meditation for Stizzy. I'm sure he's not visualizing 13 to 16. He's trying to visualize a #1 finish. First place here at EU Open number 4. Timeout over. Let's see if Dig can tie this one up. Timeout buff has not been a thing. I used to speak about it a lot, Stumpy. I think it's dead. But we'll see if it works for Dig.
I think it used to give you, like a 5%, like a bigger chance of winning. So it was like 55-45, like after timeout, something like that. But that's a decent amount. Like, that's a good chunk that you would be gaining compared to if you weren't using your timeout. And it's your God-given right to use that timeout. So, what does Dig have? What the stats are at D-Rec. What are the stats for timeout this season so far? Because, yeah, I feel like I've not heard as much about the buff as usual.
They don't feel great. They don't feel great at all. And Vitality might be able to ruin that stat even further here. Jorius had to commit 2-on-1, does well. Here is Exotic, trying to run over that corner boost. Didn't spawn for him, still not up. He tried to get one more drive-by. Where is the thing? There it is. Finally lands. So he does scoop up the 100 boost. Gets on the ball now with a solo play. Apparently Jack has to wait. The reset's nice. He goes with a pogo. They're forcing it through, and where a Dig! Someone help Jack out. Jack did a phenomenal job here of facing down 2 players from Vitality, saves it against pretty much both of them, and neither Joris or Stizzy were back in time. They were gallivanting off in the other half. I really appreciate the effort they went to try and get that goal, but when it doesn't come through, you need to speed back, and that was brilliant counterplay from Vitality. Something that we have historically, lauded Dignitas for, and we've said that they need to be doing more in this series. Jack is second guessing himself in that corner, then a complete flyby.
from Jorius makes it a lot more awkward. Check now again to the backboard. Stizzy wants to get the revenge bumps on Zen, and it works to perfection. Jorius can shoot it on the relative opener, and Dignitas are straight back in it.
Oh, this was so smart, actually, from apparently Jack. Started in that corner stump. He didn't go for the ball, grabbed boost, and really just got all Vitality out of position. That was really jarring for them in defense. After that, he was able to set up the backboard touch. Great finish from Jorius, and here's another kickoff strat. Doesn't quite work out for them. Still, though, on the attack is Dignitas. Just Jorius couldn't quite get the angle on the shot, but they nearly had them there. They're back in this game.
There's the immediate pressure now, turning straight back on the other side in favour of Vitality. Then Central Exotics there, and Stizzy finds himself right place, right time. Not too much more to it than that. Monkey with low boost, can't challenge on this, and so Stizzy gets a bump out of the way. Cleaning crew, and apparently Jack can't in contact with Exotic. He gets the save. If he does not avoid that bump, that is another goal for Dig.
He had to wait. He had to wait. Apparently, Jack was 100% landing that bump, but he waited that extra second. They're still in trouble, though. That's a beautiful shot. Apparently, Jack Dig has stolen the lead.
It's a great shot, too, from Jack. Sends it back behind Zen, who's got a lot of boost there, but you see him start to a three-point turn. Zen thinks he may well be shooting high here. Gets the idea he's shooting behind, but cannot half-flip quick enough. Jack, great placement. It's a lead for Dig.
Really nice touch from Stizzy. Got in Monkey Moon's way on the backboard. And the finishing, that's what I said, it was a big question mark in that previous final. In the top 6 match.
Oh, you
into
need
the
that
top 4
touch.
against GK. Zen is touch awkward there, but right now Dignitas, Stumpy, their finishing is far better. Apparently Jack so crept up, still getting a touch. Really locked in, loving this. This is a stepped up version of Dig from that previous match.
I mean, they've now got 7 shots to Vitality's 3. And I mean, across the board, we're seeing the goals coming in a lot more for Dignitas as well. Zen sitting only at 80 points. He has been shut down massively in the Colosseum.
It's them picking up the speed as well. That's been huge for their finishing. I think they're just playing a bit more of feel-based Rocket League. They're just playing on instinct, sometimes leading to double commits, but just the pace they're playing at gets them out of trouble more often than not right now. Apparently Jack gets one over the top.
Oh, that's lovely!
He's got the reason almost open. But who else but Zen to be the last one back?
Oh, gorgeous play though from Jack. Needed a full core carry. Final touch of his own Monkey Moon too, but just couldn't quite work back towards that final defender. The pass across again. Zen is repeatedly finding Exotic, but in this game, that has not been a winning connection.
Oh, big trouble here for Diggs. Dizzy has to go. Monkey Moon just making them awkward, but once again, Dig find their way out of trouble. Exotic not the best touch. Apparently Jack not the best pre-jump either. It's a waste of boost. Nothing down the line. Jack needs to pick up pads now. Jorius awkward. Exotic has a free shot if he gets it, but one's going to be wide. It's just easy to carry it out for Dignitas, but even he can't get on the end of it. Jack misses the 50. That's a bad challenge from Zen. It's a really bad challenge from Zen. 3-1.
I mean, Zen, he did not have any of his wits about him as Jack just waits lurking on the left-hand side, and it's completely open for him as Zen dives in as third man. Jorius, a complete beat to the ball, outperforms the Wonder Kid. Shows that he is still one of the players on top here. 3-1. Dig, clear by 2.
And the reason he went then is he committed to the Exotic bump. Exotic thought he was going to be able to get Jorius. Jorius dodges the bump and beats Zen to the ball. And leads to the goal. It's a huge save from Jorius off the crossbar. Dig really locked in. Maybe the timeout buff is back, Stumpy.
Yeah, I mean, that was also not just a great touch to get, but it's the way that touch ends up going. He doesn't just let you make contact. It shoots straight away from the goal. Then takes a snapshot. Jorius is credited with the save. I'm pretty sure that's going to be going a little bit too wide. 45 seconds and Vitality left chasing. One demo from Zen, one air duel from Exotic, and a big save from Jack.
Then turns on it, not enough boost for the solo play, just painted at the backboard, but that's not good enough either. Monkey Moon has to pre-jump. They're forcing things now, Vitality. They have to go, but Digger ready for these challenges. Look at this then, throwing himself forward. Apparently Jack ready to pop it up. Jorius right there. And Stizzy can just keep the ball in. Really nice game from Dig. This timeout buff has worked fantastic now, and 15 seconds left. Just need to hang on. Look at the instant challenge. Apparently, Jack, the best way to dodge a bump is to go straight at the man with the ball. 10 seconds. Dig on fire.
It's the final 5 with Dignitas. They've shut down Vitality. That was a massive turnaround. And that timeout buff apparently is becoming just that little bit more real. Garbage time goal for Monkey Moon, maybe a confidence producer. But that is a fantastic performance from Dig after that timeout. Normally we've seen that, apparently this season, according to Dig at the statistician, that there's been slightly more about making the game closer rather than increasing your win percentage. But normally we see an 80% increase in goals scored, and you normally concede about 30% goals less. And Dignitas, I think they've probably matched those stats near enough dead on, and Vitality, they want the timeout buff of their own as they pull Tia.
Ooh, okay. Instant response from Vitality. So is that a sign of them being slightly rattled? Well, it probably should be. The scoreboard does say a 1-goal game, but that's as good as a 3-1 win outside of the 0-second goal. See on the scoreboard as well, 11 shots to 13. So Vitality getting the edge there, but they were just overcommitting too much when they were 1 goal down. And I just love the way Dig are ready for this offense. They're ready for Vitality to change up the speed. And got to give you credit to apparently Jack. He's playing some fantastic rock right now.
Yeah, Abjack was the top performing player in the lobby in that game. He was across the board. He made sure that he was on top in terms of goals. He was on top for assists. He was on top in terms of saves. Everything across the board, he was their number one, or at least, number one, number two. So, good for him. Good for Vitality to have this timeout where they want to try and learn what Dignitas did in that last one and how they can recompose themselves to get back to their game 2, whichever game it was that they won. Yeah, game 1 and game 3 form. I mean, realistically, that was Dignitas taking that timeout and learning what they can do, get back to the basics, figure things out from the ground up, and Vitality were shook from it.
Well, I know why they called the timeout, Stumpy, because we're heading into the Great White's home. We're heading under the Cedar Aquadome for game number 5, and that's got to strike fear into the hearts of the Hornets. Team Vitality backs against the wall. The Great White's been locked in as well, setting up plays, making some fantastic saves at both ends. I'll give credit to Stizzy for this one. Shout out everyone as well. He's been doing it. Making sure he's just keeping the boat moving, keeping the Dignitas train rolling at the moment. Hasn't made any major mistakes. And making sure that Jack and Joris can get it done on the offensive end. So Dig are in the box seat right now. I really like how they're playing.
I don't know if you guys could hear that then, but my doorbell just went off. I apologise if everybody heard that come through. Yeah, here on Aquadome, it's going to be Vitality's chance to try and make a difference in this series, try and contend against the pressure that Dignitas have really started to put on towards them. And starting off, it's Monkey Moon up for the double, in for the goal, 7 seconds in, and that is a stunning play off the kickoff.
Did I cast the curse, the timeout debuff or something? Is this what's happened? Off the timeout, Dig win. Off the Vitality timeout, 7 seconds in. Monkey Moon John Way is a 2-time world champion. That's a fantastic shot to kick off game 5, and this is an all-important game to go for match point.
It's a big play as well, making sure that you're going to be that team going through into the 3 and 2. A massive benefit if you can get yourself into that position. Dignitas know that they're going to be that one off and through into that grand final. I believe their first grand final of the season as well. It's only been Carmine Corp so far. No. I think it was the first one that they got stomped 4-0 by Carmine Corp. They'll want to have a redo regardless.
Yeah, they want to run this one back and earn some respect as one of the best teams in Europe if they can get the job done here. Monkey Moon, reset, actually goes low, but Jack still covers it, saves a lot of boost in the tank as well as then. That's not the greatest touch. You can see he didn't want to hit it forward, but in the end, he's just given the pressure right back to Dignitas. The pinch comes across. This time Monkey Moon ready, but look, all 3 members of Dig with 100 boost. They are well and truly set up for this attack. Apparently Jack reset. Over time, that's over for Jorius.
Oh, what?
Oh, Monkey Moon.
Oh, Monkey Moon, but honestly, Jorius even more. He had boost, he had time, he had positioning. Even just let Monkey Moon land or take that shot a little bit quicker and you get the goal. He shot at the worst possible moment, and that is going to continue with a Vitality lead. It should be 1-1.
Just panicked. As you said, had more time, but I don't think he expected Monkey Moon to land off the roof, of the net. Oh, there's a nice save from Stizzy. Definitely been 2-0 with the bump coming through as well. Vitality really trying to push forward for that 3-2 lead. Stizzy finds a 50 underneath. It is Joris this time ready. Another double commit. to be Zen with low boost and launch it downfield. Monkeyman would have been open, but misses 2 players.
8 minutes gone, and that one chance still left begging. It's a good bump at the back, but with nobody on dig taking that memo, it's going to leave Vitality up for this push. Jack has to go for the in and out save, and monstrous clear. Gets it straight past the halfway line. Jory has no sidewall redirect for him. It's Abjad now again, left to pick up the pieces back in his own half.
He gets sent off the map almost sidewall. The exotic double commit and a double 50 from Dignitas. You can see Monkeyman waiting for the challenge. Finds it at the right time. Stizzy has to avoid the demo. Vitality doing really well to keep Dig pinned at the moment. See Monkeyman finding one, finding two. It's just going to be Stizzy. Everyone's up and everyone's missing. Wifties all round.
Einfach jeder hat gemisst.
Vitality still on the attack though. In trouble right now for Dignitas. They cannot get this ball out of their defensive half, and these stealing pinches won't help.
So awkward for Jack there to try and defend. Knows the Monkeyman is going to be coming straight towards him. Not to get the reset, but gets absolutely pummeled far away from the ball by the sheer recoil of it. And this is back towards that game 1 vibe. It is just push Vitality. And Dignitas find themselves sat back the entire time. Low boost. Oh, Abjack! It's just
Bruder, die versagen.
forwards rather, like a crying baby in his cot, as a shot comes rocketing in over his head by Monkeyman.
Jack's just warming his tyres up near post. He needs to worry about that Monkeyman slammer coming in top corner. He's got his second goal of a really important game off the timeout. He'll be staring down match point here. Dig need to find something, but they have found some late heroics. Still a lot of time left with a minute 40 on the clock. The Vitality still pushing. They want their third.
Well, here's been across the board, I think, domination for Vitality so far. They've collected more boost across the board than anybody over on Dignitas. They've had a lot more ball possession. They've touched the ball considerably more often. They've bumped more as well. Every stat that you look at has been dominant for Vitality, and it's a shot on target, but still saved away by a very low boost exotic. A touch back as Zen hits it off his own backboard and then gets the save. That was a little bit of Freaky Friday for Zen and apparently Jack as they completely swap places.
Yeah, I thought Zen was trying to score there, and I think as soon as he hit it, he got, oh, bother, I better get myself out of this, and did pretty well to make the save. An awkward
die scheißen das doch rein, Digga.
Play from Vitality, still 2 goals up. And still looking fantastic here in an important game 5. Shot on exotic, had a chance if it was Monkeyman, you probably thought it was in the way he's shooting. Another 50 coming through, Dig low boost, as is Monkeyman. Stizzy just throws it forward, that's not going to help them too much. Zen finds the bump, Stizzy still low boost, he's in a lot of trouble. Gets beaten to the ball, just apparently Jack Keys been dusted as well. Can Zen find the open net? You betcha. 3-0.
Timeout buff yet again, CJ. After you said that a timeout buff is rubbish and that you said it doesn't matter, and you said that no one cares about a timeout anymore, and why did
you always win off the timeout? You always win. I've always said it. You call the timeout, secure the win, and a fantastic move for Vitality. They don't call the timeout here, Stumpy. They lose this game, then they face a match point. They're in big trouble. I love the fact they've used it now. They're locked in, and well, Dig, they don't have anything left.
Got another goal to watch. I'm sorry, boys, but we will not be skipping any of these because there are producers in this one, and they're all not going to be skipping it either. So I don't touch my keyboard, nor do I touch my mouse. Vitality 4-0, a dominant game number 5. One more, and they're going to be going through into the grand final to face the winner of KC or Gentlemates.
Exotic just absolutely staunches apparently Jack in net too to make sure that goal goes in for Vitality's 4. There's a reset over the top. Maybe a goal late will help Dig. Momentum-wise, we saw what it did in the last game for Vitality. Oh boy, maybe a top corner from Exotic.
The double ding
this time. The doink comes through, the double ding. Ball down, Vitality with the most one-sided game of the series.
Yeah, that was a lot more like it as top far Vitality. I can send Zen the top performer on that team too. He outperformed the rest of the lobby by a serious margin. I think that ends up being the kind of game that you want to be seeing if you're a Vitality fan. Zen on top, being completely supported by his 2 teammates. He got 1 goal less than Monkeyman and still outscored him by 130 odd points. That is how much he was on the ball, making shots,
Egal,
making
Dignitas holt das
that
noch
hard
easy.
player play against Dignitas. They will be knowing that factor as well, where they didn't have a stand-up player
Easy
whatsoever
win,
in that
easy.
game. They want 2 more. Vitality want 1 more. And no timeouts now can be
Wo
used as
Neo
Vitality,
entscheidet,
as we've been saying. They want to be looking at themselves as that #1 in Europe, ideally. It's going to be a hard spot for them, but first step is the Grands.
Yeah, I think Dig want one more as well, but unfortunately for them, Stumpy, this stinks of a 4-2 right now. The way the Vitality finished off that game, I mean, even the way they finished off the previous, they were 3-1 down. They scored the 0-second goal. They've scored 5 on the bounce now. They're looking fantastic off the timeout. But Rocket League's a funny game. This game 6, Neo Tokyo does funny things as well. Let's see. I'm looking at Stizzy to step
Easy
up.
win
I don't
yet,
think we've
Bruder,
called his
komm.
name too much in this series, Stumpy. This can be a big game for him.
We've seen some big
Dignitas
results here
holt das
for various
easy,
teams
Bruder.
on Neo Tokes. Typically, we talk about the NA teams on Neo Tokyo, but
Krasses
they've
Wort,
been normally the
Bruder.
benefactors of those. Lovely map. Dignitas, they want to be seeing the end of this one and move straight over towards Champ Field, so if anything to do with it. That is a popper of a shot from Zen. Stizzy can save it away, but a little bit of magic to kick us off.
Yeah, that was actually really well done by Stizzy. It was in an awkward spot there, but found the pinch off the crossbar. That's not the best 50 from Zen, but you can see Dig, they've kind of slowed down their challenges even there. Stizzy going for the fake challenge and just making apparently Jack awkward behind. They've lost that flow. They've lost that speed that they had in the previous 2 games. This is what Vitality can do. Really worry you out and make you second guess your own play style. There is the bump. This
Egal.
time apparently Jack's
Union
so
das.
quick on the scene. And you get the
Und
pop
jetzt,
over
boah,
Monkey,
Junge,
can
dieser
just
Pass.
Zen, but no one on Dig ready to challenge.
Stizzy puts this straight into MM's path. It's going to be very hard now for Joris to try and deal with that, but he does so. A couple of these little bouncing touches are making it really hard for that final defender on Dignitas. Monkey now works at round 1. Joris low boost again. Jack the only one on Dig with boost, and so he will happily take that ball away from his teammates. Gothic side will redirect, cut off by Monkey Moon. Has boost, goes for the air dribble over the top of the goal on that chance. The demo is going to be alleviating some pressure just even for a moment, and Dignitas can breathe.
Oh, and Zen
They can breathe
has
even more now because there's a pause.
You can really breathe. Zen's called for a pause, as I'm not sure if we can maybe check out the play cams to work out what's going on, but
I reckon it's something to do with Exotic, you know.
yeah, it does look a lot like.
Junge, guck mal, wie Exotic da sitzt,
You
Bruder,
see
ey,
Casio
Schiss.
getting up as well, just to.
Zen muss ja, okay, kann sein, Digga, ehrlich.
I believe I cannot speak French, but I believe Exotic muttered the words "my controller," and it now is all good.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I don't
Kann
wanna
ehrlich
see
sein,
people
Digga,
referencing
ehrlich.
a particular player with a controller DC.
Das
Thank
traue
you
ich ihm
very
sogar
much.
zu, Bruder. Vertrau.
Keep his name out of your mouths as we
Aber stell dir
are
mal
hopefully
vor,
gonna be
Bruder, guck mal, wenn ich
restarting
RLCS
here
spielen würde,
on
Bruder, ich hätte
Tokyo,
so
but I
viel
think that's gonna
Druck
be
auf
good
den
for
Schwanz, weil das ist
Dignitas.
geisteskrank,
They have
Digga.
had, I think, a decent amount of time here. Just take a little breath because there has been, I think, a few chances where they've been
Ja, Bruder,
messy.
sag ich
They've
doch,
been,
Digga.
again, gathering in the exact same place
Bruder, ich
time and
müsste
time
alles
again.
machen, Digga,
And we
in
saw
dem
that happening in
Moment,
games
Real
that they
Talk.
have lost. So yeah, fingers crossed for them that it's going to give them just a little bit of a moment to take a breath and really reorganize, almost like a fake timeout.
And once again, I want to say I don't speak French, but I believe I saw Monkey Moon just tell Exotic, you actually need to do that when
Ah,
we concede a
Bruder.
kickoff
Woher,
goal.
hä?
That was a waste.
Woran erkennst du das,
Hold
Digga?
on to that. one.
Siehst du das
So,
einfach
that
schon
went a little
einfach
bit
so
early
an
there.
sein Gesicht?
Ethernet
So
cable
siehst
at
du
the
das
back of the
okay.
PC, ready
You
to
went a
go.
little bit early there, Exotic, but 0-0, no
Am
harm
Blick, ja,
done. We'll be
okay.
restarting from the kickoff when we get back into this. You
Und
can
der
see the
Coach,
fist
der
bumps
muss auch,
coming through. On the Panda looking locked in.
Bruder, der
Jack
trinkt
wanna
Wasser, Bruder,
sip
der
some
hält das noch
H2O.
zurück, Bruder. Also,
Make sure
Sip.
he is
der
well and
schafft
truly
noch, der hält noch
hydrated.
durch, Bruder. Der weiß genau, ein
Bring
Game
up
noch, dann ist der
controller
raus.
issue, surely not sip.
He's had another
1
sip
minute.
there as well.
1 minute and 30 gone. No problems all over the chat.
Jo,
Restarting
glaubst du,
here.
Exotic muss
3
auch?
minutes 30, no
Guck
goal
mal, wie der
scored,
da
as he
sitzt.
said, CJ, no harm done either.
No harm done. Just 90 seconds off the clock. We're going to be unpausing and going live. All right. Well, in about, I'd say 5 seconds. I'm not a prophet, though.
You reckon? I reckon
So,
2.
Digga. Das glaubst
We've
du.
lied to all of you. I really felt like it was going to be.
Oder stark, Digga,
Inside in
ehrlich.
chat, unpausing in 10 seconds, and now they're all lying to us.
We were going to look really, really smart. Here we
Also,
go.
sieht doch
We're
aus,
back
Bruder, bin
live.
ich
Minute 30
ehrlich.
going off the clock. 3:30 remains. Can Dig force Champ Field? We're about to find
Oh,
out.
bitte.
It's a great kick-off immediately, though, in favour of Dignitas. Here's Abjad pushing entirely on his own. Couldn't work
Ja,
it
Bruder,
past the
deswegen ist er
final
auch
player,
Pro
and now
geworden,
we
Bruder.
see
Keine
the
Zeit
offense
verlieren.
from Vitality
Bus, Bruder. Ey, Bruder. Was ist das für eine Scheiße? Nur weil Jack nicht auf Toilette gegangen ist, Bruder, sagt der nicht. Aber wäre der Scheiße gegangen, der hätte Triple Reset gemacht, Bruder. Guck mal, ich wusste, Bruder, du erkennst sowas, Bruder. Jetzt sehe ich dein Talent, Bruder. Ja, ich weiß, Digga. Jetzt erkenne ich dein Talent. Ja, Bruder, nicht nur das, Bruder, du erkennst du auch, wenn Leute das erkennst du auch. Weißt das? Du hast einfach schon zu viel Erfahrung da drin, oder weißt du, keiner geht so oft scheißen wie du.
It's going to weigh on you somewhat, and that's a boost and miss from Joris that spawns right behind him. And I think it's just those little bits. There's actually something that apparently Jack has said a little while ago, is when you feel like Rocket League is going
hätte Jack redirect direkt rein, Junge.
That's when you know that it's not your day. And I think right now we've seen a couple of things that haven't gone Dignitas's way, and that makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, like that. Pinches that are going straight on your net. Apparently Jack does well there. Scoops up the 100 boost. Dizzy, I've asked for him to get online. The bump will help Joris in as well. Not going to be towards the net though. Gives Vitality time to set up.
Die müssen wir jetzt ein bisschen, Bruder, ich erwarte jetzt hier was, Bruder. Die müssen jetzt, keine Ahnung, Bruder. Ja, nicht das, Junge. Ja, was ist das, ja.
Monkey Man with a lovely pre-flip into air dribble. No second touch, but no first touch for Stizzy. Had a lot of boost to do so. And Zen sees that moment coming.
Junge, ernsthaft, was machen die, Digga? Junge, die haben so gut gespielt in der zweiten Runde, Junge. Und jetzt auf einmal, Bruder, 6. Runde, aber jetzt scheiße die rein.
Can he get one on the clock? No, Exotic.
Dicke gekauft. Ist so.
Vitality looking super comfortable, and you can just see the panic
Ja,
right
aber
now.
KC holt easy,
Offense are all over the place, Stumpy.
I mean, they're going to have to play a little bit quick. They're going to have to even riskier. So far, they have been outplayed on a lot of these. Jorius shoots, does get over the bar, but Zen's going to be there to challenge against it.
Egal, Bruder, aufgeben, Bruder. Weißt du, was mich abfuckt, Bruder, dass man Rlcs nicht Dings aufgeben kann? Das nervt unnormal, Junge. Das ist so Time-Waster, Bruder. Aber sogar Dings, Junge, bei WWE, Bruder, macht Faken die das Beste, Bruder, als diese Scheiße.
Team not ready to punish, not ready to capitalize on these little chances, these little pockets of space that Jack's creating. You see Monkey Moon third man just killing time. The more air dribbles, the more solo plays are valuable seconds eaten up. Still 2 goals needed for Dig. They're not coming easy right now.
Backboard sees Jack attempt to send
Die haben sogar gegen Dings. Gegen Vitality mal gewonnen. Aber ich glaube, das war einfach nur Glück.
As Zen scores the third. That is his second of this game. And that is going to be Team Vitality taking down Dignitas, lest a miracle befall our eyes.
Nah, GG's just too good here. Vitality will lock this one down, 36 seconds. Not doable by today's standards. Or are they? Hey?
Hello, every chat, hold your breath.
Ja, Bruder, Appjack auch gerade. Guck, Bruder, Tag direkt rein da. Glaubst du, die Comeback noch? Ey, wenn die jetzt comebacken, Bruder, dann ist gekauft. Ich schwöre, dann ist gekauft. Ist sowieso schon gekauft, aber wenn die jetzt comebacken, dann ist Hardcore gekauft. Ähnlich, Bruder.
I'm locked in, Jorius, midfield, Exotic up straight away, Jack's awkward, Zen, please don't do this to us, what a save. Still life for Dig, double commit. Awkward still for Vitality. They're throwing themselves forward now. Apparently Jack 50.
Bruder, wo ist die Verteidigung, Digga?
Where have they gone? Zen says none of this nonsense. We want to get to the grand final.
You gotta do it. You gotta have Stizzy, apparently Jorius, and the kitchen sink all in the orange half of the pitch. But Neo Tokyo is gonna be raining through with the golden
Wo ist die Verteidigung, Junge?
Still a 3-goal difference for these two teams.
Digga, ey. Das sind einfach 2 Spieler vorne, Bruder. Wo sind die anderen, Bruder? Einfach alle despawnt, Bruder. Okay,
It's been a good weekend, and you know what? I'm actually very happy that we haven't just seen more and more 4-0s.
Bruder, so
Every team
schlecht,
has
Junge.
shown up better today.
Yeah, well played from Dignitas, but
Junge, schade, dass sie dich gebannt haben vom Rlcs, Bruder. Weil sonst ist langweilig, Bruder. Sonst keiner guckt das dann. Das ist halt sehr einseitig, Bruder. Weißt du, das ist halt schon traurig, Bruder, dass sie so weit gehen dafür, Bruder. Weil ich bin dir ehrlich, wenn du mitmachen würdest, Bruder, ich würde mir das nicht angucken, Digga. Ich hätte da gar keinen Bock, Bruder. Das wäre so Zeitverschwendung dann, Bruder.
In the first event of the split.
Yeah, top 4's good, especially when you look at GK, haven't made it.
Das würde gar keinen Spaß machen, Bruder, ich sag dir ehrlich.
Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Ich wäre direkt weg, Junge, dann. Gar kein Bock. Ja, wo ist dann die Spannung, Bruder? Es gibt keine Spannung.
When it comes down to, you know, Carmine Corp a little bit later on, that is going to be a team that has only got their sights set on number 1 CJ. So Gentlemen are going to be standing in their way.
Junge, was ist das für eine Scheiße? Ich schwöre sogar, ich hätte das besser gemacht, Digga. Obwohl, nee, hätte ich nicht, aber... Junge, was ist das, Junge? Junge, so unnötige Tore, Digga.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's dirt bike.
Gas stations. Whew.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down. You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have
Ey,
to
du
fill
musst
this out.
Ausrufezeichen zuerst
Bathroom
schreiben.
code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from
Glaube ich,
becoming
so
your
war das, Digga.
parents,
Ich hab
but we
vergessen,
can
wo er
protect your
gesagt
home
hat,
and auto when you
funktioniert.
bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder.
Sich den Arsch hacken, das ist klar, Bruder. Das ist ja krass. Ja, Bruder, ich merke schon, Digga, ich merke. Bruder, deswegen, die Dings da, Rocket League würde kein Geld damit verdienen, Bruder, wenn du mitmachst. Die würden nur Minus machen, Bruder, weil keiner guckt das, Junge. Deswegen haben die dich gebannt, Junge. Weil sonst ist es langweilig, Bruder. Mono ist ab und zu mal hier, ne? Boah, das wäre ehrlich zu unfair, Digga. Das will ich auch nicht feiern. Na, vielleicht geben die dir so Handicaps, Bruder. Wenn, die geben dir so Hitzer ohne Boost, ohne Spring. Was geht noch, Bruder? Ja, das wäre auch schon. Ja, ich weiß nicht, Bruder. Eigentlich schon ein paar mehr Handicaps dann. Das free, Digga. Ja, ich weiß, Bruder. Der hat dein Team, deswegen. Der musste dein Team rein. Ja, deswegen kommt ja dein Team rein, Rlcs-Team, Bruder. Du brauchst Team auch. Du tust, Bruder, vertrau mir. Entweder, Bruder, du packst Redefiti rein, dann mit Dings, mit Hitzer, dann, Bruder, sind schon 3 SSLs in einem Team, Bruder. Was willst du mehr, Digga? Ehrlich, Bruder, was willst du mehr? 5 Tage, tschüss. Okay, Bruder, sehen wir uns dann. Bruder. Ja, ist klar, Bruder. Er braucht 5 Tage zum Scheißen, Bruder. Ist dein Klo irgendwo auf dem Berg oder was, Bruder? Ja, Bruder, jeder braucht seine Zeit, Bruder. Alles klar, Digga, okay. Man muss auch die schönen Momente im Leben genießen, Digga. Ansonsten macht das Leben keinen Spaß, Bruder. So wie bei Rick and Morty, Bruder, wo der sein eigenes Klo hatte, Digga, mitten im Wald. Ja, okay, ciao, Bruder. Heide. Guck mal, eigentlich, ich möchte jetzt, Bruder, Casey holt das easy, Bruder, an den Fetch. Ah ja, ich muss ja wetten auch noch. Ja, egal, marschieren.
First thing I see when I look at the car are them big boy wheels. Black on black got.
Stummen wir das mal ganz kurz, Digga. Ja, Digga. Fünf Minuten warten ist heftig. Was meinst du 5 Minuten warten? Für was? Wir machen die nicht direkt nächstes Spiel. Ach so, das meinst du, Bruder. Ja, keine Ahnung, Digga, die doof sind, Junge. Egal, scheiß drauf, jetzt machen die. Wir machen immer Pause, Digga. Ich weiß auch nicht, was bei denen abgeht.
Another fun series, but it does seem like Dignitas's end is over. We mentioned that, you know, hey, they got to be happy with the top 4, but they, for sure, we're gunning for that grand finals. Team Vitality stand in their way. And then promptly.
Jo, was macht der? Guck mal, der macht so dieses schlafende, Bruder. Der wird gleich schlafen geschickt von Drawley, Junge.
Welcome back to the Rocket League Championship Series. I'm Leaf, CJ and Johnny hanging out now. CJ, it feels like, yeah, they weren't too fussed about that result and maybe expected it.
Yeah, I think they were the obvious favourites. You could see it from the chat vote, you could see it from our predictions as well. But I'd say Dig gave them more trouble than perhaps they expected. I was thinking maybe a 4-1, Johnny. I'm not sure if you agree with that, but 4-2, nearly forcing a Game 7's a pretty good result from Dignitas.
I think, yeah, especially when you look at Dignitas this entire event, they did not have an easy time even in the group stage. So now to finish top 4 and be pushing Vitality a little bit is a good start for them, and they can build on that throughout the split. They're in the top 4, which is the biggest thing, especially in a stacked top 6 that we've got like this one. But as for Vitality, they continue a very impressive run.
Weil die werden reinscheißen jetzt.
His question is for
Gleich, Bruder, wenn Dings Casey. Oder Casey ist zu stark, Junge. Das ist unfair, das Team, Bruder. Die tun die besten 3 Spieler der Welt in ein Team, Bruder. Wie ehrenlos.
The last match against Vitality is a bit of a different one for them. Every other match, I think it was all about themselves, just trying to execute their plan. But against Vitality and against teams like Carmine Corp as well, you need to think about the other team as well and how to stop their plan, because you are going to spend large parts of the series just at their mercy. So that's the extra thing you have to worry about. Go and figure out for next week, or next event, I should say, in 2 weeks' time.
Team Vitality moving on as our first team in the grand final. There's only going to be 2 of them, and only 2 more teams have a chance to make their way there. Vitality, I guess, CJ, I would ask you, you know, do they, what are you rating them now on their performance on the day today, regardless of who they're going to face, of maybe their chances up there against one of these 2 teams?
Ich schaue schon sehen, Bruder. Drawly, Edpo, Victor, direkt gar
Clearly
kein
the
Bock.
number 2 for now, and well, K-Corp, they're still our number 1 team, unless General Mates Eugen might be online now here in Championship Sunday. Johnny, I've been waiting for this guy to show up for the new team.
Absolutely. I like what I'm seeing from him so far, though. I like that he's just blending in really well. And I mean, Seiko hasn't looked this good all season. I think you have to give some credit to Gentlemates as an org and to his teammates for his outstanding performances, because it's not like he has completely like changed the way he's playing in the past 6 months. I mean, he's still Seiko. He's always been Seiko, but the consistency is starting to come back in his game, and he took over one of the games. I think it was game 3 against NIP, which is stunning from Seiko. So more of that, please. And as for Eugen, just continue just slotting in. This is experience. I think this is a job done in a situation for them. And no matter what happens here against Carmine Corp, they should go home. Well, they are at the boot camp with their heads held high. And then, kind of like Dignitas, just take it as a win. Good start. First event has already gone well for them.
That's the thing, is I feel with these French teams is that you can never count them out. I mean, even if they have a rough start, a rough go at the beginning there, like Gentlemates had, there's always this work ethic that stands behind them that allows them to just bounce right back later on in a season or a few
Scheiße,
series later
stimmt, ich muss ja
to
noch.
still be in contention.
Also alles auf KC, ne?
While a dip was there, it still feels, CJ, like they never really left the conversation.
Benutzer
mentioned the French
definiert
teams. I think Carmine Corp can testament to that
45.
as well. Even look at Birmingham, they went to
Nein,
game
54,
five
Bruder.
against
54.000,
against
Junge.
OCE,
Fall
but you could easily think, oh, maybe they're not in form, and then they go and dominate the rest of the event. Even
All
in
in,
European
Junge.
online events, we think, oh, maybe KC aren't looking that great. They get to the grand final.
55.000, Junge.
they
Tschüss,
dominate.
Junge, wie viele Coins hab ich? Junge, ich bin so ein krasser Wetter, Digga. Ich geh die ganze Zeit Full KC, Digga, und mach Full Plus.
Right now.
Yeah, progressive fan vote is up. I see a lot of KCs already being spammed right now. Gentlemates might have a bit of a wall to stand against in terms of fandom here. I know there's a lot of the green suits out there, so make sure you make your voices heard with hashtag M8 if you want to make sure that percentage gets a little bit higher. Give them as much energy as you can going into the semifinals, because yeah, KC on the other side is no slouch. Still the big favorites to win this. I think a few of us, it was 2 of us, had a thumbs up, a yay on being able to get a sweep when it came to this entire split here. Johnny, because you weren't on pre-show, would you have yay or nayed a sweep for K-Corp for this split?
As another winning all 3 again?
All 3
winning
and
all 3 regionals?
And the major.
And the major? Ooh.
And the
I feel
major,
like I would
Bruder.
just say
Tschüss.
that they're nay on that. I don't think I could give above 50% on that. That's just so ridiculous to think of. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that that's a legitimate question. Like, that's not a silly question, which is insane.
That's fair. Hey, well, let's see what we think about this match. I imagine a blue wall across the board. That's what it's going to be for me, and it is for these 2 as well. I mean, the CJ, for Gentlemates, it really does feel like a very difficult hill to climb.
Yeah, Gentlemates, they're looking good, but KC are the blue wall. They're fantastic. They're going to get the job done, and I can see most of the chat agree.
Well, at least there's some green suits out there that are fighting for the squad and their energy as we head into our last semifinals before
20%? Oha, das wäre ja schon
Vitality is
20%
waiting there here in open number 4 to see if they can be crowned champion, but you know the blue wall is coming up behind, but maybe we'll get a surprise from the Gentlemen.
It is the established goats of the game against a team that has just picked up a fresh, new, young gun, and they have gone further through the Rlcs this season than they have done before. This is game 1, brought to you by Progressive. Carmine Corp taking on Gentlemates Alpine, and Carmine Corp, Cole, have got to be that number 1 team that everybody has painted the target on their back.
searching for perfection from this point forwards. The fact they didn't get it last split, losing that open number 3, will still sting somewhat.
wer ist dieser
Of course,
Yuji, Bruder?
winning in
Tschüss, ja.
Berlin would have taken away the pain of that a little bit. For these 3 players, anything
Boah, am
other
Ende,
than
Bruder,
winning
der hatte bei die ganzen
everything is
54k
just a
gebankt.
frustration for them, you know? It's
Bruder,
not
da steht
enough.
Vetira, Bruder, mit
They'll be
Dingscamp.
hoping to prove right here, right now, they
Mit
are
Dizzy
good enough
Camp.
to win.
Jolly mit Dingscamp, weil ey, die haben
So
schon wieder
far we've
verkackt.
seen,
Digga.
obviously,
Ist das
Gentlemen
krass,
have
Digga.
played and they've beat out an IPA team that nobody thought that they could beat. And here they go, 1-0 up against Carmine Corp. Pretty early doors as well. A very looping pass from Juicy to Eugene, and it is a rocket off Seiko's car straight below the crossbar.
Seiko, the MVP earlier on against NIP, he really was the difference maker, looking like his early endpoint self. Such was the differentiator that he brought to that team. And it seems that he's equally hot. An early goal against KC always settles the nerves. You don't want to come up against them blowing you out. It's always a time for disaster. And so far, Gentlemates seem to be able to do what they were doing earlier on against Ninja in Pyjama, just being completely solid. Of course, it's harder against KC, but Seiko's shots are equally powerful. It's saved by Vatira, the double tap off the backboard. Stunning at it.
Nur die Camps sind wild, Bruder, bin
I
ich
mean,
ehrlich,
KC
Digga.
there, they were just waiting on the goal and waiting to see what Seiko could do. None of them were up. None of them had really any intention of going up. It's like, all right, what can we do? How can we deal with this? Thankfully for them, it came pretty much straight towards them. A lovely idea from Seiko. Tira has the right idea now. Make sure you shut them
guck, was
down
Chat
nice
dazu
and early. Seiko towards the left-hand side.
Der
Time
ist
to meet Atto instead of trying to be the next man to it. And the speed that KC generally give towards any game that they find themselves in
sehr
is the
gut.
thing to stun any of their opponents.
Seiko clears that one long. But honouring the cameras in the bottom left, this is not the players we were looking at right there. Now it's all sorted. As Charlie goes on and slams it downwards, Carmine Corp looking to equalise as quickly as possible. Vatira puts the skimmer into the centre. It's missed by Juicy. You can't be doing that too often. But we saw that earlier on from Eugen. We were wondering, was he called off or did he miss? And Juicy's done the same. So it does seem that Gentlemates are able to call each other off when the ball is bouncing off the backboard. If they think it's safe, they'll have to keep that composure up throughout this one against KC, because KC, such wily attackers, can be so difficult to deal with defensively.
And great defenders too. I mean, you just saw a couple of chances there as Eugene tries to work out his own half. But even when he goes on the offense, they're bumping him in the back, trying to make it awkward. Eugene, the 1-2, the third! Isn't successful
Nick, Bruder, die werden
until Juicy
gebankt,
comes
Digga.
through, and look
Bruder,
at the play from
54k
Eugene. He
Hallas,
shoots a real
Junge.
one over another, gets a reset, doesn't want the double, and then dunks on Drali, down to Vatira. Juicy taps it home. It's more words than I could even fathom, and it all happened at the hands of Eugene.
Welcome to the RLCS, Eugene's mechanics. Despite his team playing well earlier, we didn't see too much of what he is capable of, but that was just a little flash, and Carmine Corp couldn't deal with it. Gentlemate's looking better than they did earlier on against Nip. Eugene's coming forward. I thought he was in for a second. Carmine Corp potentially being caught cold here. Gentlemate's offering way more than anybody expected. It's the true step up, even after their win earlier. But here comes Vatira onto the back, but that's going to roll downwards. Seiko with the early read as far as Vatira. Must be 2-1 saved by Seiko.
They making it that second save into the best place that he could have done it as well. Atto can't quite get that landing on
They are
the
jolly.
second. Can chip it. So save from Juicy this time. The unrelenting offense has to relent to the
Tschüss,
steps
Junge, die
from
spielen
Gentlemates.
heftig, Digga.
Charlie, though, has
Wie
100
gut sind
boost.
die?
KC beginning to get going in this series. Huge flip reset to the ceiling. He gets another one. 2-in-1 play underneath. Then he goes. Charlie, can he put this in? Vatira can. No one can take the ball off of Charlie.
Not even his
Yeah, of
teammates.
course, Jolly,
They
man.
wanted to. Atto wanted it. Vatira wanted it there. In the end, he just has to try and get it on that second wave through. Can get the second touch. But what a nightmare for Gentlemates to be defending against. It's 2 minutes left. Carmine Corp have just shut down, or rather they've cut the deficit of their goals in half.
What Gentlemates will be telling themselves, though, is the amount of work that KC had to do just to get a goal. If Gentlemates can keep forcing KC to do that, they've got a real chance right here. But here comes Atto. Seiko clears it towards Eugen. Charlie nips in there. Seiko beats Atto.
Boah, wer ist
Charlie,
Eugen,
by
Bruder?
taking
Hä?
Eugen, is able to
Wer ist das,
release this
Digga?
ball. Here is Seiko. Vatira in front of him. Long enough clearance from Charlie, but Eugen's underneath. It gets dunked there by Atto. Underestimating the pace of this matchup. It's understandable earlier on in his Gentlemates career, and that 50-50 was better. That's old school Gentlemates, losing the 50 and Seiko being there.
That's how they won a major, all the way back with only one player different. It's Now that 70 seconds is a great pop over the top as Eugen can clear it away. But we can now see, compared to the first 2 minutes of the game, the pure change in how Carmine Corp are playing. The offense now has really built up, and Gentleways are dealing with it exceptionally well.
And this man on the ball right now, Rlcs, has currently had 8 shots. His teammates 3 each. And they've only scored 1. That is testament to how delicately Gentlemates are dealing with their approach. Juicy's up to the ceiling, wants to pressure Rlcs quickly. He gets it. He might get a pinch as well here. Nice idea. Vatira's challenge gets it towards the net. And Casey have only got 35 seconds left. If Gentlemates can clear another couple of waves of attack, they might be in here, and they might nick this first game.
When they're playing faster, everybody on Carmine Corp has picked up significantly more boost. We'll get into the raw numbers of it after this game, but so much more boost has been used and burned on the side of Carmine Corp, and yet they're still trailing by that 1 goal. Speed is not yet doing it. Rlcs with a 50, drops it low. Eugen actually fakes out, going for 1. It's a ball, and it's a goal, and it was lackadaisical from the defense of Gentlemates.
Yeah, Eugen, I think he should have just attacked this one, tried to be a bit smart.
Hesitated.
Seiko wasn't on the same wavelength, and he didn't see that Juicy was getting bumped until it was too late. It's a real frustrating one for Gentlemates to concede. They're going to have to dust themselves up and go again. Eugen, he gets it on the kickoff, but it's just wide.
5 seconds as
Die
Juicy
verkacken
with the
das
first
was.
one, it goes to straight shot. They couldn't have much boost, and so that wasn't going to be a good pass anyway, even if he did do it. Vatira wants this one to go central. Eugen wants it to go to the ground. And Eugen's going to be winning that individual battle. Overtime in game 1. And one that we may well be thinking could have gone the way of the previous games from yesterday. 4-0 scoreline could have been on the cards for Gentlemates. They are pushing firm, making sure that does not happen.
Yeah, this is looking a long way away from a 4-0, but we know that when KC gets the momentum, they keep on building, keep on brewing.
Hit it. Okay,
Continuous
that even.
improvement is always there for them. This first game, Gentlemates have had a hell of a say as Seiko takes it for himself. Who's below him? Who's near him? Eugen dunks it downwards as far as Rlcs. The ball's a little bit heavy in front of him. He had to jump up early to block Juicy shooting there, and Eugen's going to leave this one. So he's all alone. Gets a couple of touches. Eugen's on the back ball. This is scary, but he made it.
Eugen, Bruder,
He's
tschüss.
done well with that. Doesn't keep it away as well, but only finds Vatira. Juicy with an interception, and Atto is going to be shutting down Eugen on that play as well. Atto now gets a little bit of revenge, gets rid of Juicy. Eugen can't shoot it around the side of Vatira. First minute has gone in overtime. Left-hand wall sees Atto with no boost, but continues on this play. Actually keeps it very central, and Juicy even more so flicks it over the side of Vatira, who then leaves it towards Atto, picks it up. He's now still low on boost to that back corner, and this could well be that continuation of the push coming through for Carmine Corp. It's a very scary save for Juicy, but he manages to do so.
He took a long way around, but he does get some boost as well till he's taken out by Vatira. The game being played at a rapid pace as Seiko beats his opponent to the ball there. Rlcs smushes it on the backboard. And Juicy's just waiting to see what Eugen can do with the force. It's a good play there from Eugen, no boost. He still managed to make KC pass it to his teammate. KC do escape in the end. Vatira goes for the bump on Eugen, who read it, who predicted it, but not as far as Atto in the end, though. Atto shoots, Rlcs in, Eugen saves. It's past Juicy, is it? No. Juicy gets back onto it as quick as possible, and he's able to boom it away. Real KC pressure now.
It was also a great play too from Juicy. Saw that Vatira was coming in for one of those awkward little plays. Sees it was going to be a fake. He then plays it cleverly, and Eugen gets rid of 2 players from the pitch. Vatira keeps it nice and close. Eugen now playing full bore, full speed Rocket League for him.
Atto and Vatira knock that one into the corner. Gentlemates has some pressure. Eugen, where do you put this ball? It has to be kept safe. More than that, it's a brilliant pass towards Juicy, who tries to go for the double off that corner. Isn't quite able to do so Rlcs slows it down. Seiko staring him down. Gentlemate's happy to take this one slowly, not going to be rushing into anything, not going to be trying to play Carmine Corp's game. Because so far, Stumpy still, they are dealing fairly well with the KC pressure.
I mean, they are dealing exceptionally well with the KC pressure. Despite the fact that, I mean, Seiko has currently picked up and used 1,000 less boost than Vatira. They are doing an incredibly good job. That's 25% less boost that he has picked up overall in this game so far. Eugen with a challenge, ends up going high. Juicy with not that much boost, just has to try and toe punt it towards the blue net. Vatira wins out on that play. 100 boost for him. Anticipated Major Eugen was going to be up beforehand, but instead wasn't. Final redirect only goes as far as Atto.
Oh, Juicy lets it go underneath him. That's not ideal, but he knew he had 2 teammates behind him, so not the end of the world. Currently, Gentlemates have made 11 saves to Carmine Corp's 5. They're looking about as comfortable as you can expect to look. Despite that, that might change here. After to the backboard, here's Charlie. Charlie ain't gonna miss.
Ich hab gar nicht geguckt, weil das hat Jolly gemacht.
Take game one.
I mean, ask for that pass more on a platter. He gets the reset and then uses it to tap his central. Drali is pretty much, for all intents and purposes, already up. And Carmine Corp, despite the fact they went down by 2, they have the ambition and the boldness to push and win it out in a very well-earned overtime.
Yeah, Carmine Corp, I mean, they just can't be stopped once they get flowing. Stealing that first game, and they're only going to improve as this series goes on. But there's plenty of positives that Gentlemates can take from that first game still.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that even with that boost differential, I think Gentlemates dealt with it remarkably well. It was lovely play overall for Gentlemates to get those couple of goals fully outplayed. Nothing given to them on a plate. Carmine Corp, well, they just returned with 2 bangers of their own.
Matera's taking a second for reading up, and Carmine Corp are taking their time after that one. It wasn't the easiest, it wasn't the most comfortable, but they will be expecting and hoping that they're going to keep this one going. It's not going to be easy for them, though, Stumpy. I think Gentlemates showed, if nothing else, that they are going to push them every step of the way.
Yeah, for sure. And I think with Gentlemates, they need to look towards the start of that game rather than the latter part of that game. But take the defense from the latter part of that game, but just the various bits where they were playing a little bit more awkwardly, trying to brush them off as much as they can. For Carmine Corp, they need to start off a little bit hotter if they are to continue with this kind of success, because you can't give up 2 goals to Gentlemates particularly often and still come out the better.
No, that is the one issue that Gentlemates are going to have in this series, that Carmine Corp are going to keep scoring goals. It's quite a big issue to deal with. Like, how do we deal with the fact that they are going to keep on scoring? Well, they have to keep getting their own, and their attack was greatly improved from earlier on. Juicy's going to catch this one. Gentlemates, are they rattled, or can they keep on pushing?
It's the pressure right at the start of the game number 1 that was giving Gentlemates, I think, a lot of the confidence that they had then to go for later plays. Charlie sent that one towards the backboard, wants none of the ambition that Gentlemates were exhibiting early on. Let's make sure they shut them down nice and early, because Carmine Corp, when they get on a roll, they become almost impossible to stop. And they're one of the teams that, some teams will start, I think, messing around a little bit, and they'll start being a little bit silly. Carmine Corp don't have a silly bone in their body. They want to only win by 7, 8, 9 goals when they start to get the lead.
Matera gets this flip reset and has plenty of time to play with, but Charlie realised that one was coming to nothing, so played it fairly passively, just waiting to attack. Eugene goes for that pre-flip and almost gets it. Carmine Corp still incredibly dangerous, even from their own half. Here comes Matera. Anto bullies his way forward. Eugene into the side. Into-end stuff right now. Seiko in front of the ball, takes out Drali, and that will be 1-0, mates.
That is such a good play, seeing as Carmine Corp just tried that on the other end, and the immediate play down the other side is then Seiko hunting. Eugene was their second man playing before. They then get rid of that final defender on Carmine Corp, and it is 1-0 to the good for Gentlemates. Here, Unforbidden Temple. I mean, their decal looks even better. It's the pink decal, it's the cherry blossoms, and it is the
Tschüss, Junge, 2-0 jetzt auf
just
einmal.
excelling in every single facet.
2 goals in 15 seconds for Eugene. He'll be feeling fantastic right now, especially dunking down Carmine Corp. And once again, mates find themselves 2 to the good. Can they complete what they started this time? Carmine Corp will be doing their best to make sure that does not happen as Drily comes down the right wing. He's into the center, and Eugene, he has come alive, Stumpy, in this game.
I mean, Eugene, you can already tell just by sheer results, not even looking at numbers, that he has been a massive difference maker so far on this team already. They've got a top 4. They suffered not even anywhere near this point previously when they had Radosin. The very big change, the only real big change in the off-season. And this is Juicy now on the receiving end of Seiko's pinpoint 50 in the midfield.
Carmine Corp being made to look very ordinary indeed in game number 2. Juicy, he had a couple of KC players in front of him, but it didn't bother him. He was able to pick his
Die ohne. Digga, hä? Junge, ich hab gar nicht mehr hingeguckt. Auf einmal, ich gucke auf Screen, steht 3-0. Was ist das, Digga? Aber ich dachte schon, dass er entschieden Junge.
And Eugene seems to be at the center of that one. Drali tries to get in Seiko's way. Juicy is up, and Juicy clears long. And these long booming clears are going to be so effective when frustrating Carmine Corp in the rest of this game.
I'll tell you what as well, the way that
Nichts bei
Gentlemates
dir.
are covering each other it's wonderful. It's what you hope that your ranked teammates are at every point, where they go up fearlessly for the first challenge, and they know there's someone else behind them. Even when a bump is about to come in, the next player, the second man, has already pre-jumped. That is a very awkward touch for Drali. The offense wasn't quite there for Gentlemates. They weren't anticipating it, but with half the game to go and 3 goals in the lead, they don't necessarily need to be pushing everything out there. And Seiko beats 2. Not the third, but it's still vital seconds.
I can't think of too many teams in World Rocket League you'd rather not be 3-0 down to than Gentlemates, because they are not going to get carried away trying to score 7 and end up conceding 3 of their own. They are more than happy just to sit back for the rest of this game, to wait for any opportunities to go solo when it happens. But that third man will play deep, the second man will play defensively, and the first man is good enough to try and put some pressure on you all by himself. Carney Corp are going to have to deal with that for the next couple of minutes. Gentlemates will come forward when the time is right. Matira goes underneath Juicy, tries to go through in the end, but Juicy has recovered. Matira catches, got a pass in the center in the form of Atom, but he can't get it to him. But that's a huge play from Drali.
Digga, der misst das! Junge, ich schwöre, nein, wenn jemand anderes spielt für den, Bruder. Normalerweise ich müsste das. Bist du gay? Boah, ich hab 50k auf die gesetzt, Junge. Wenn ihr das jetzt verkacken, Bruder, dann kann ich nicht nur all-in gehen, Junge. Bruder, wer ist das, Junge? Wer ist dieser Eugene, Bruder? Was ist das? Junge, irgendein Random kommt, Bruder, hops mich komplett. Ja, die machen jetzt Eigentor, Bruder, GG.
To get it back into the center of the pitch. 55 seconds left now. The seconds are tricking away until Drali does break through. And yeah, right, what happens now?
Heftige Torexplosion, Bruder, was ist das, Junge? Boah, jeden Tag ich entdecke neue Torexplosionen, Bruder, was ist das?
Watch the fake, watch the Spanish. That's obviously going to be in your head, regardless of what happens here. But there's 52 seconds, lads. Gentlemen, don't let it slip. There's the Spanish attempt, by the way, from Drali, you cheeky monkey.
Yeah, they were saying that, but as Johnny was at pains to get across earlier, probably in French.
Probably in French. I don't know what any of those things are, let alone what Spanish is in French.
Charlie gets it past Juicy.
Aber die haben eh verkackt, Bruder, das
He's been massive this game, almost gets another. It doesn't matter if he doesn't score. All they need to do is keep the ball at this end, and game 2 is theirs. Seiko's doing his best to score though.
Bruder, keine Ahnung, wo Dosen ist, Bruder. Der ist zurück Platin gegangen, Bruder. Er hat keinen Bock mehr auf diese SSA-Scheiße. Ja, der hat einfach World Champ-Titel, Bruder. Ist das krank, Digga. Der Typ hat World Champ-Titel, Digga. Bruder, wenn der Typ World Champ Titel hat, Bruder, auf Ernst Hitzer könnte Blanc Titel holen, Bruder. Ich schwöre, es ist machbar, Bruder. Junge, wenn der Typ World Champ Titel hat. Bruder, ich glaube, damit hätte er mich sogar überreden können, Bruder. Bin ich ehrlich. Wenn er mit Bulldozen gekommen ist, Bruder. Dann hätte ich vielleicht sogar mitgemacht, Bruder. Für Dings, Rlcs.
I mean, even though they're lost, there was still Drali
Guck mal, wie Drali carried.
Points. Still had the most points out of anybody on this pitch, cleared by 50, and his 2 teammates had 175 each.
I know that feel, bro.
A massive performance from Drali, but still losing
Ja,
position.
Bruder, keine Ahnung, Eugene ist unnormal krass, Digga. Der hops alles, der Typ.
They are not used to that feeling.
No, they are not.
Guck dir das an, was der Junge macht.
But they've lost games before. They've conceded games in these tournaments.
Jo, ich glaub, Eugene hops nicht, Bruder, wenn er weiter so... Ja, dann muss man seine Eier chillen, Digga. Übertreib mal nicht, Bruder. Ich brauch mal meine Punkte. Boah, ich hab 50k gesetzt, Junge.
That's true. Give the ball Drali. He got 600 points. Give it back to him. But no, I think that...
Junge, 50k. Junge, der betet, Junge. Wer ist das, Eugene?
Step 2 is just to not get chasey, you know, stick to the game plan. It seemed that once Gentlemates had the game under their control, Carmine Corp couldn't quite deal with that. They didn't go to a plan.
Boah, der hatte, glaube ich, Vision, Bruder, als er Augen zugemacht hat. Der hatte Vision, Junge.
Once Gentlemates are playing that cleanly.
Der hat Vision, Bruder. Der sieht vor sich, wie der gewinnt, Bruder. Der sieht, wie der jetzt Tor macht, Bruder. Weißt du, was ich meine? Der geht in sich, Bruder. Ich merke schon, Junge. Tschüss! Bruder, das hat was gebracht, Bruder, dass der in sich gegangen ist. Bruder, das, guck mal, diese Vision, Bruder. Bam, Junge. Bruder, hä? Junge. Der wusste direkt, ich schwöre, die holen das. Na, Bruder, hell na, Bruder. Die holen das Dicke nicht. Bruder, Jolly hat 1v1 Juicy so derb. Tschüss, ja okay, Bruder, chill. Chill, Bruder, chill. Ich guck das an, Bruder. Aber Eugene gehopst, Bruder, an dem vorbei oder Tag easy. Junge, was macht Jolly da, Digga? Digga, das ist frech.
But does that change the momentum here? How much does that tweak things? Maybe not at all. Seiko shoots. Juicy gets the follow-up. It's onto the backboard. Atto should be able to steer this one away. He was dunked en route. Worked out fairly well for them until Juicy beats Vatira to that one. Garmin Corp all fairly boosted right now, so the clearance isn't that far. And Eugene's pinch. It's right back at them, but Atto now can run. He's got legs. He goes up against Juicy. He gets into the top corner. Nearly hits the crossbar. And Vatira follows.
An initial touch from the backboard. We just about see it. It accelerates the ball to an immediate counter.
Ja, guck mal, was der macht, Bruder. Na, Bruder, ne. Hast du gesehen, Digga? Bruder. Er denkt auch, Bruder, Icebender Pro macht auch so welche Faxen. Ja, die kacken richtig, Digga. Bruder, Eugene braucht bessere Teammates, Bruder. Eugene ist Zen in dem Team, Digga. Bruder, was? Juicy ist absolut trash, Bruder. Guck mal, Eugene, Bruder, guck dir das an.
More decent play from Eugen without being completely spectacular. He's got a chance to leave it to Seiko. He's certainly quietened down something in the last game or so. Are we going to see him return to the brilliance that he had earlier on in the day?
We've seen Seiko be, I think, pretty consistently last in the amount of boost that he's got.
Digga, was macht der Typ? Ah, Bruder, na, Digga. Diesen Arsch, Junge. Was ist das?
So intelligently slows this one down, forces Seiko to put the brakes on, no momentum, gets it right over the top.
Yeah, poor old Seiko, he had no boost. He was scrambling back with his speed flips. I think maybe there was a chance he could have gone for that ball. Instead tried to let it bounce. Wow, that's a big kickoff though. So we'll shut up for now and see what happens. It was cleared in the end by Carmine Corp. Seiko has to recycle. Has had to fly past him. Juicy's at his near post. Doesn't want this ball to go over his head until he has Eugen behind him. So now that's okay. Does get underneath Vatira. Should be safe enough for Carmine Corp until another awkward touch defensively.
That's crazy,
sure. Really at their best in this game. As Eugen sends it high, who's going to be next to it? Seiko waits. Atto gets him to it, and it's looking a little bit slow now for the mates.
But there was also 2 up for Carmine Corp. Vatira fancied joining him, had no boost at the end of it. That's going to be a lot burned, a lot wasted. Final, well, sorry, 2 minutes have gone with 3 minutes now remaining. Eugen, nice air dribble, keeps asking a question in the half of Carmine Corp. A double demo trading Eugen and Rlcs, both players being the #1 on their respective teams so far in this individual series. Seiko towards that right hand side now, halfway through.
Bruder, die verkacken das, Digga, das ist over. Ey, sag mal, Mel, wie viele Punkte hast du, Bruder? Hau raus. Wie viel hast du? Boah, ich hab ohne Spaß, ich hab fast... Ich bin all in gegangen, Bruder. Ich hab 55k gesetzt. Auf KC. Weil wenn die das jetzt holen, ich hab über 60k, Bruder. Dann ich werde auf KC wetten. Und wenn die das dann gewinnen, Bruder, dann glaube ich hab 100k. Digga, ich könnte 100k kriegen, Digga.
Swings that one into the center, but Atto had no boost after going for the demo. Juicy's going to beat Rlcs here to the ball. He doesn't have a pass to Eugen if he can get it. Instead he goes solo. I'm not sure that was the right play because Eugen was in all sorts of space. Just take half a touch in the corner, but the attack's going to wind down.
Under 2 minutes and it's been much of the same.
Ja, Bruder, na, hell na. Nerv den Typen, Bruder. Nerv den.
He saw that miss may well come through. He asked the
Dicke Nerv.
Vatira, he's not there. Atto dies for it, no contact.
Jo, guck mal, wie Eugene Team carried, Digga. Siehst du das, Bruder?
He becomes a benefactor to the goal. One left to chase.
Ich schwöre, der geht in sich, Bruder. Der hat alles gemacht, Bruder. Bruder, das lohnt sich, Junge. Wenn der in sich geht. Der muss nochmal in sich gehen, nächste Runde.
He's been dangerous today with these. Gets the flip reset, waits along the floor, tries to bundle it past Vatira. Eugen's in, wants to double up. Almost there again at the backboard, but Drali knows what Eugen's about, even though he's relatively new at this level. These players have been playing each other for many years, especially in the French scene. Seiko nearly over Vatira. Eugen's going for bumps in the backboard. Juicy goes a little bit high of his first touch, tries to get it over Drali and does. Atto's hit is into the center. It's risky, and it's only as far as Seiko. Gentlemate's cooking something here, Stumpy. Can they get the clean shot?
I really like the positioning from the mates. Even just through that play, they've now dissipated somewhat. Seen them all play that closely, but intelligently closely. Very enjoyable. Juicy can't get around the side of Atto, who waits.
Aber irgendwie tut mir Juicy schon ein bisschen leid, oder? Ich glaube wirklich, Juicy spielt schon richtig hart, der grindet richtig viel und trotzdem schafft er es irgendwie nicht. Wegen so Leuten wie Drawly und so, oder? In 1v1 Rlcs, der hat gegen Drawly 10-0 verloren.
Who gets there next? Atto loses the ball, bundles over it. Juicy up against Vatira.
Eigentlich schon, ich gönne dir das, wenn der gewinnt, eigentlich. Aber ich brauche meine 60k, Digga, also. Ich soll doch verlieren.
Juicy against Drali, but the ball will roll safe.
Yeah, Drali very cleverly ends up going for the boost there instead. Will happily relinquish control of the ball to Juicy. He does not want to speed that one up and make it more random. Atto with a demo on Seiko. Juicy to catch, can't quite angle to then get that boost, but he does not have 33 boost, courtesy of Atto. Eugen a flip, but Vatira to save.
Oh, Atto again escapes the bump. Seiko up against Atto. Atto just has to slow this one down as much as he can, not lose control of it. Eugen avoids slamming it down, but it's not gonna matter. KC return their lead in this series.
And yet again, that is a better performance from Drali than anybody else on the pitch. 400 points clear of both of his teammates, sitting on 700 points himself.
Tschüss, Bruder.
The amount of things he was doing in that game, just
Digga, ich schwöre, Drali ist zu stark, Digga, ehrlich.
Time and time again, clearly.
I don't know how he continues to do it. It's just every game he is getting 500-600 plus points. It's the consistency we haven't seen for a long time, but his team only won by one. They went 1 goal down as well. It did seem that Gentlemates were really building up ahead of steam. You got to say, well done, Carmine Corp, dealing with that, slowing things down and regaining that control.
Well, they had 7 saves in the end, Carmine Corp, and Gentlemates only had 2. And yet Carmine Corp ended up winning that game. The field domination went so heavily in favor of Gentlemates. It was, in fact, on the blue half of the pitch, 63% of the time. That's like one of the first times I've seen that number go over 60%, and by somewhat of a margin of another 3% on top of that. So that is a very strong game, positionally, boost control-wise, everything from Gentlemates. And yet, Carmine Corp still managed to get that dub over them.
Yeah, you need magic against Carmine Corp. You can have all the control and they will still beat you. You can have all the boost and somehow they'll still beat you. One demo, one solo play from Drali in particular, it would seem. And he definitely is playing like the moniker that we've put upon him of best player in the world this series, Stumpy. Here he is again. He shoots it. It's going to be 1-0, is it? No, big save from Eugen to the crossbar. And Gentlemates wriggle it away.
God, that really felt like, as you're saying, Cole, that's going to be 1-0. Oh, never mind. Just couldn't quite work it through. It's a lovely save from Eugen. And Vatira is going to be removing that threat from the pitch. He knows exactly what a young gun can do to his dreams. He's seen it happen before with Zen. He does not want a repeat of that in a season where he is looking incredible.
Juicy from the ceiling against Atto. It's going to fall beautifully for Carmine Corp, but Drali had no boost, so just was more than happy to play it fairly neutrally, send it back, and try and get Casey slowly but surely back on the attack. And this is that attack. Vatira, boostless, still manages to do plenty with it and wants to steal this 100 as well, but he can't. So let's little fall to Drali. Atto beats Seiko. Eugen's waiting on the backboard. He needs to make no mistakes. And Juicy can try and keep this one going. Gentlemates right now struggling to get that second touch, Stumpy. They're blocking Carmine Corp, but not really transitioning out of defense.
We're going to be seeing a pause come in as well, called by Carmine Corp. So we'll just make sure that all the players are sitting nice and happy on whatever it is that they are needing to sort out. I think Drali's going to just be saying that, guys, I'm not on 700 points yet, so we might need to just change this server up a little bit. But instead, we do see a couple of players on the Gentlemates side take a nice big sip of water.
Which is fair, which is well earned. I think all these players could do with a little break, a little rest. And we will see where we are going with this one. Gentlemates, I think, will be relatively pleased with how this series is going so far. Even if they do end up losing it, it's a really good showing. They're offering us this open, and they're offering us right now against Carmine Corp in their beautiful boot camp, which I love, by the way. I love all the lights and the glitz. I would feel so much pressure playing in there. I'd be like, oh my goodness, I'm playing in the future. I'd best be at my best.
I'd love to, and I'm going to request production. Yeah, can we stay on Juice's camera real quick? Can we just go back to Juice's camera? Can you everybody just take a little look at the center of those 4 screens? They're not properly aligned. Is anybody else super frustrated by the fact that they aren't properly aligned? I noticed that like 2 days ago, and it gets on my nerves.
The funny thing is, they did actually hire me to set those up, and I thought nobody would notice.
See, you wouldn't think that I'd notice with my eyes, but in the end, somehow, mate, I managed to spot the wonk, and yeah, it just sits there mocking me every single time.
You are a professional wonk spotter. You're very good at it. You always seem to see it, my friend. You always see it. Everyone says
Bruder, Yuji geht jetzt in sich, Bruder. Der macht Dings.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie, he's good, isn't he? Talk about that for a bit.
Der macht,
yeah,
Bruder,
I mean, Charlie
keine
has
Ahnung,
been
Bruder.
that #1 player, I think, across this entire lobby. It's basically been him versus Eugen, which is so fun to see. I mean, Charlie has been getting more than, what, it was like 200 points than his teammates, 500 in one of the games, I think it was. And then on the other side of things, Eugen has been statistically on top across the board for Gentlemate. So it's exciting, I think, Cole, to feel that there is one of those brand new players.
Bro, was ist da im Hintergrund bei Seiko, Digga? Tschüss.
In the Rlcs,
Was haben die da,
especially
Digga?
a French player being almost pulled along by one of these teams, one of these very prestigious orgs, into a position that may well set him up in the history books.
Yeah, and he's won 3 club-level events now, not including the FIFA E World Cup, as Charlie, where he only finished top 4 of Morocco, losing by a game to France. Oh, I know, embarrassing, right? Ooh. Before then, he's won Worlds, he's won the Esports World Cup, he's won the first major. So yeah, 3 in a row. Absolutely giant.
Was hier denn da los, Bro? Hallas, die sollen mal weitermachen, Digga.
We are just remaking the server, everybody. I can currently see Gentlemates who are driving about. I'm so tempted to join and just hit the ball about, show what I'm made of, but
You have practiced your flip resets, haven't you?
I hit one once.
That's all. That's
it didn't go anywhere, but like, you know, I accidentally hit it and I spammed X and then I dodged past the ball.
Nice.
And everyone stopped playing immediately. They typed. They went, "That was so good, cool Cole. You're great." Yeah.
Is that what all the clapping was about? Because I heard
you heard that. Yeah. Outside, outside everyone's doors at 6 p.m. on a Thursday. You go out and you clap the cool
I don't think that was for you, but
what?
Yeah, no, not too sure. Was that back in 5 years ago?
Yeah, a few years ago. Yeah. When I really excelled, when I really started taking this game seriously.
That's what it is. I mean, yeah, we're just waiting to see, making sure that this lobby is all good. 1 in chat, by the way, if you have scored a flip reset. I'd love to see it. 2 in chat if you scored a double flip reset. 3 if you scored a triple.
Bruder, die labern so viel, Bruder, start doch einfach scheiß Game, Bruder. Echt jetzt, Bruder, Hallas. Ey, Mail, Bruder, sag mal jetzt Story Game, was wir zocken sollen, Bruder. Hau raus.
Go on, give it a little one, stop big goblin.
I'll whack a 1 in there. Oh, I typed a little dash and then a 1. Okay,
Hau mal raus, Story Game, Bruder. Ich bin gespannt, Bruder.
Your flip reset, you're bad now.
No, not me in Champ 3 or whatever it is at the moment.
There's a few people that have hit 9,914 flip resets, so that is impressive.
What? That's crazy. I think I've seen those clips, so that's all right. Yeah, just need to make sure that other players are all good. We just think Atto is saying he just needs a second just to make sure that this is all a nice server for them. Otherwise, we'll be getting back into this as soon as we can. Cole, when it comes down to the final, if it is Carmine Corp or Gentlemates, it's going to be a very big series because obviously Vitality, they have not yet won any of these events. We've only seen Carmine Corp and GK actually win any of these.
Google mal in der Zeit, Bruder. Ich bin gerade am Farmen, Digga.
After their performance versus
Muss Dings upgraden.
What it takes to beat either of these teams.
Digga, scheiß drauf, ich mach später.
I think Team Vitality will be hoping that Carmine Corp beat Gentlemates here. Vitality have one team they want to get past this season. They had one team they wanted to beat in the off-season when they had the flip and spin event as well. And was it flip and spin that Carmine Corp beat Vitality in? Was that what it was?
It was, yeah, early doors, yeah.
Yeah, since then, the Carmine Corp has been, existing in their nightmares. So I think they want every opportunity they can to face KC and finally beat them just once to say they have. But can they do it? Yeah, as I said on the pre-show, any team can beat Carmine Corp.
Ja, Bruder, ich mach doch Chill mal deine...
It could happen. It's why a perfect split is so special and so rare. And, when Zen joined Vitality, it was so special.
Wir können Ding spielen, aber das ist kein Ding, Story Game.
I don't think they will. I think
Wie heißt das? Hast du Dead by Daylight?
but Vitality will certainly be waiting and expecting that if they can play as well as they have.
Wer findest du
It's not easy
ist
to
der
beat Dignitas,
Schütze
and Dignitas
RL
have,
Pro?
really stepped up so far as this event's gone on. They started pretty poorly, but as the best of sevens rolled up, they improved.
Drolli,
How about
Bruder,
you? Would
dicke
you
Drolli.
agree? Like,
Boah,
should Vitality have a say in a grand
Boah,
final against KC on current form?
Seine
Yeah, I
Brille.
think
Oh,
I'd
Bruder.
still say that Karmine Corp would be my favourites. They are one of those teams that I think even if they do end up looking a little bit shaky in a couple of games, their general stature is going to be carrying them over to a certain
Wieso,
level
Bruder?
of greatness.
Also, ich habe mit meinem
Vitality,
Kollegen Dead
I
by
think we're
Daylight
just
gespielt,
waiting.
Digga, das war
I feel
unnormal
like
lustig,
kind of
Bruder. Ich
like
hab den Killer immer
the
zu dem
monster
gelockt, da
over
ist er
the hill, the
ausgerastet,
tsunami
Bruder.
that hasn't quite
Der ist
hit
immer,
the
der ist halt
beach yet.
abgekratzt, Bruder.
And
Da
the
war
fact
der
that we
sauer
haven't
auf
quite
mich,
seen
Bruder.
it
Wo ich gar
is
nichts
what is
gemacht hab,
exciting
Digga.
me immensely about them. They've not come out the gates perfect straight away. We've seen already they've not won
Atomic,
the
Bruder.
first
Okay,
3
Bruder.
events.
will
They
Dings.
didn't do as well at the major as they
Du
thought.
kannst direkt bei
And yet
McDonalds
I
gehen,
still
Bruder. Da
believe,
Burger nehmen,
because
Bruder.
it
Ist
is
genau gleich.
ultimately the greatest player of all time in Rocket League in Monkey Moon. It is Zen and it is Exotic, multiple LAN MVPs, at times individually the best player in the world, each of them. And I think it is going to be very exciting to see them finally hit their stride. I'd like to see them do it against a team.
Ey, Bruder, wie lange haben die denn technische Probleme, Bruder? 10 Jahre, Bruder, ich schwör's dir.
Setting them all up for the storylines when we get to Leon, like seeing them all with the banners and with the drums and with
Ja, das
the
glaub ich
horns
dir,
and with
Bruder.
the everything. It is going to be a
Ja, Fall Guys gibt's auch, das ist
And
richtig
speaking of Leon,
Trash, Bruder.
Gentlemen,
Ja, ey, sag mal,
earlier
warum willst du
on
Dead by
GK
Daylight,
lost
Bruder?
some
Das ist
in
krass, das
pajamas,
Spiel.
but especially Gentlemates after they beaten it, because they're going to be wanting to usurp GK into
Aber ich
qualifying
frag
for
ChatGPT,
Worlds, and
Bruder.
they can-
ChatGPT
if,
hat für alles eine
Gentlemates
Antwort.
can start nicking a series like this or two, then suddenly a Worlds qualification, as well as Raleigh before then, of course, starts to become fairly realistic. So there is still plenty of Rocket League to play for this season for the teams other than Karmine Corp. And I think Karmine, they lock in Worlds if they win this event or hit the final or something. So
If they're
close
yes.
enough.
If they win this series, that's a great point actually. If they win this
Boah,
series,
der kommt direkt
then-
zu diese Klassiker,
No,
Bruder.
that was a great point, yeah. Because I asked Farah about that yesterday.
Boah,
and I was
stimmt,
saying,
Junge,
if
wir
you
wollten
win
ja
this
mal
series,
Genshin
you
Impact
go to
spielen.
Worlds.
Ach du Scheiße,
And
Junge, das hab ich
you're
immer mal
locked in
vergessen, Bruder.
guaranteed.
That's a statement.
And
Wieso haben wir das
found
nicht
out,
gemacht,
I
Bruder? Was war das
really
Problem?
want, so we'll take it back. Karmine Corp and Farah were then just saying,
Generator reparieren die rein. Hä, Bruder, easy. Und am Ende, da kommt so Harvey Killer und da sind wir am Arsch, Bruder. Weil wir machen mit Stöni, Bruder. Ey, hast du das Game überhaupt?
It's more a case of, it's very cool that we can do it. We're just looking for seeding. We're looking for Raleigh. We're looking for the next step. Worlds is so far not that next step. So they've still got a little bit of time before they end up getting there. I can also confirm that we are ready to be entering this next game, and nobody in
Ist
Gentlemen
einfach abgehauen, ja, was laberst du, Junge? Hast du, Stöni, habt ihr das Game?
Show today. We will be resetting
Oder lass
at
No
0-0,
Man's Sky spielen,
3
Bruder. Vertrau
minutes
das
and
krass.
59 seconds here on Utopia Coliseum.
What I want to see is like.
Kannst du mir
Scruffy
jetzt
the
holen?
Gentleman
Tschüss, Junge, bist du reich oder was,
just
Junge?
de-wonk those
Wow,
teddies.
Junge.
No problem, Scruffy, out I go. And then
Junge, lass
Gentleman-
No Man's Sky spielen, das ist krass. Ja, ich wollte das schon immer spielen, Bruder. War zu faul,
It's the
Bruder.
last piece of the puzzle for Gentlemates. You
Was
guys
das,
can't see
Bruder?
us
Das
right
so
now, the
ein
players
Spiel,
standing, quick
Bruder.
chat, they're ready to
Das
go.
hat,
Juicy,
Nice
three nice
also,
demos,
Bruder, schwer zu erklären, aber das ist auf jeden Fall, Bruder, das ist extrem groß, Bruder. Das ist größer als Minecraft von der Welt, größer als alles, Bruder, was du kennst, Bruder. Das ist so ein Universum-Spiel, Bruder, aber schwer zu erklären, Bruder. Halt so Story-Spiel, so mäßig, so überleben und so, aber so, halt so, ja. Ist das Crossplay? Ja, ist, Bruder.
It will be better in this series. Nice.
Also Crossplay mit Xbox, Playstation, PC und Switch und Mobile, also diese Sachen, ja. Oder warte, PC, Xbox, Playstation. Nee, nur PC, Xbox, Playstation.
Yeah, you feel the Gentlemates have to win this one if they are to have a chance in this series.
Ja, gib mal ein in deiner Konsole No Man's Sky, Bruder, dann kommt das da raus,
Surely
Junge.
gonna happen, and of course, everybody remember GK did exactly that 4 in a row. In fact, in the last
Kann wir jetzt holen, wie viel kostet?
They won't strike twice.
Bruder, du laberst
Raleigh
scheiße,
goes to the
Bruder.
sideboard or the back of the
Dicke
side of the
laberst du
back,
scheiße, ich schwör's dir,
shoots
der
it
labert
because
zum
they're
Müll,
in
der
it.
Typ, Junge.
Another Johnny there didn't necessarily have the boost for it.
Wie viel
So in
kostet?
the end, he
Bruder, ich
was
weiß nicht,
shy
Bruder,
away from
das
the ball at the last second.
muss
He
gucken,
called
Junge.
for a fake, 'cause otherwise all eyes
Entweder du
would
laberst
be
Kacke,
set on
Bruder,
the
oder
shot that any
du
of these
flachst
guys
mich
would
jetzt,
go
Bruder,
for.
eins von den beiden.
Important touch there from Johnny on his own backboard. The minute has gone since we have restarted this game. It's on target, but Juicy can wrap himself back around. Finds a teammate in Eugene. Back down towards Juicy, stealing.
Boah, ich guck selber mal auf Steam.
To the backboard again, and Charlie. Another important save right over towards that corner. Seiko
Aber ich guck jetzt
tries
auf
that
Steam,
pitch
Bruder.
with Eugene. Technically a shot on goal. It does end up flying wide.
The tech pause doesn't seem to affect the pace of this match too much. It is still flashing by with all these players getting clean hits and flip resets and fast-paced pass.
Ja, schaut
Alpha
doch.
goes to the ceiling, passes
Boah,
to
wo suche
himself.
ich die
Eugene
Game, Ding?
almost gets done there by Seiko at his near post. Seiko thought about getting the own goal.
Ja, siehst du, ich wusste, dass du aber Schlucker bist, Bruder. Weil ich
Eugene
wusste.
prods it forwards. Eugene still looking incredibly comfortable in this series. Probably to me being Gentlemate's best player in this one.
Aber ich gucke jetzt. Ja, ich finde das nicht hier. Wo findet man diese Suche-Dings da? Ich weiß nicht, wo man Sucher in Dings findet. Steam. Ich bin zu dumm, Bruder. Retalk, ich bin zu dumm. Ah, hier, Bruder, ich muss auf Shop gehen, Bruder. Ich weiß nicht, ich hab so, oh mein Gott, ich bin so geistig, Bruder. Egal, darüber reden wir nicht, Bruder. Aber ich will besser festhalten, Bruder. Egal. 60 Euro! Oh nee! Warum kostet 60 Euro?
Rlcs brings
Guck das mal an, Bruder.
archaeology to No Man's Sky. Design your own skeleton.
Boah, aber das sieht krass aus, das Spiel. Ich schwöre, das sieht krass aus.
Create your own museum. Barter to find the rarest exhibits. But some things are buried for a reason.
Hol, Bruder, scheiße, ich Geld in mein Geld. Ja, aber bei Gott, das sieht krass aus.
More will follow.
Boah, Junge, mit diesem Stein, Bruder. Das sieht aus wie aus Ark, Bruder.
Last year we released Worlds Part 1 and it was just the beginning. We can't wait to show people.
Weil ich sag dir ehrlich, Bruder, Bruder, bist du geistig, Bruder? Was ist los mit dir, Junge? 60 Euro, Bruder. Digga. Denkst auch, Bruder, ich bin Jesus, Junge. Das ist so, hä? Du kannst mich direkt anbeten, Bruder, wenn dir das geht bei dir ab, Junge. Das ist der Typ, Junge, geht's dir noch gut, Bruder? Junge, der will mich echt töten, Digga. Ja, Bruder, Safi, Bruder, warum kostet das auf PlayStation 25 Euro und auf dem Kack-PC einfach mehr als das Doppelte, Digga? Willst du mich verarschen? Wer hat die verarscht, Digga? Wie geht's? Gut, Bruder. Die haben einfach 5 Minuten ohne Tor gespielt, Bruder. Zum Glück habe ich dieses Spiel nicht gesehen. Hol mal jetzt. Ah, Bruder. Mach von Sache nix, Bruder. Bruder, Donkey, du, Bruder, gleich Monkey Moon spielt gegen KC angeblich. Tschüss! Boah, Dicke. Boah, ich verliere 50k, Bruder, wenn die das verkacken. Guck mal, ich zocke, ich hole mir das unter 3 Bedingungen, Bruder, oder 2. Erstens, Bruder, du redest und wir reden miteinander, wenn wir das spielen, Bruder. Ich zock das bestimmt nicht, wenn du nicht redest, Bruder, okay? Safi, Bruder, also ich zock nicht. Ich hab doch gesagt, Bruder. Ja, Bruder, Eugene, Bruder. Eugene ist irgend so ein Dings da. Irgend so ein Newcomer, Bruder. Der ist richtig schwer in dem Typ. War so klar, dass für Dosen abgeschoben wird, ich schwöre. War auch klar, Digga. Safe wird abgeschoben.
Overall, every single player on Gentlemates suddenly slotting into the jigsaw of this game and filling their role to perfection.
Bruder, egal, scheiß drauf, ich hol Dings, Bruder. Vertrau, Bruder, das ist auch krass, Digga.
Against the best team in the world.
What a turnaround this has been for Gentlemates. Looking at one of the better roster changes in recent times. I mean, Carmine Courts wasn't
Was
bad
für
bringing in
Game,
Charlie,
Bruder,
but
Dings.
Gentlemates right now, Eugene
No Man's Sky,
is
Junge.
getting better by the game.
Ey, guck mal, ich will, dass ihr beide jetzt eine Sache macht, Bruder. Schreibt mal beide rein, was ihr für Games habt auf der Konsole, Bruder. Schreibt rein, was habt ihr da für Spiele, Bruder. Oder was ist da überhaupt machbar, Bruder? Was ist da, was wird euch vom PS Plus vorgeschlagen? Irgendwie sowas, Bruder. Schreibt mal was rein, Digga. Junge, ich kann damit nichts anfangen, Bruder. Der eine zahlt 25 € für Game, ich muss 60 zahlen. Was ist das? Euer Business, Bruder. Besser als dein Kampf, Bruder. Bin ich ehrlich. Wenigstens hast du dir das abgewöhnt. Ah, Digga, direkt reingeschissen.
I mean, it's a great little bit of vision here from Atto. Sees that no one's back and sees Juicy
Ja,
go
Mann,
for
Bruder,
the 50
bestimmt.
and then shies away from it.
Junge, Stödi, Bruder, was da los? Statement, Bruder. 99%. Statement. Also schon irgendwie, Digga, du greifst Nummer 12 an und verkackst dann. Ja, ich erwarte eine Erklärung, Bruder. Was passiert?
Get the mates chasing is exactly what they want to force this team to do. And we'll go for KC. I mean, I think the real difference between these two teams for me is if KC go a couple of goals down, I can see them coming back.
Ausrede so total, Bruder. Hast du Dings Warden Only gemacht oder was? Ja, Bruder, 400 Games, alles shared, 80 €, kein Games holen. Ja, Bruder. Tamam. Mach. Kraller.
I don't know, you know, if it's going to be quite that simple in this series especially. Atto shoots opposite bottom corner, the one that he found success in earlier on in this game. Seiko stands a pretty lacking touch towards the midfield in case he can immediately counter. Up for one, and Eugen, he anticipated the ceiling touch coming from Atto. Charlie wants to go for one shot around the side. Juicy has to fill in the gaps.
Eugen has a pass here to Juicy, he finds it, now it's Juicy up against Atto, to the ceiling with him. He tries to slam it down, Seiko's there, must be an equaliser, is an equaliser. All three mates involved again.
Great pass towards Juicy from Eugen. That was the winning formula in the previous game, and Juicy tries to go for the shot, gets it down regardless. Seiko is there. There's always another attacking player ready to take anybody else's spot.
No Man's Sky, Bruder, spiel das, Bruder, das wäre egal, Bruder, das Game sieht krass aus. Oder, du weißt doch, was auch geil wäre, aber das kann man... Obwohl, nee, Bruder, scheiße, Bruder, egal.
Which I like and I appreciate, but at some point, Casey, you're going to start reading that. You might need to see some more solo plays or some low 50s.
Bruder, schwierig, Bruder, sag ich ehrlich. Bruder, du verarschst mich, Bruder. Ich vertraue dir nicht. Am Ende, ich hol das, Bruder, dann spielen wir das. Ich habe 60 € für nichts ausgegeben.
Sees Eugen up in the sky, make sure that, okay, no problem, he can just get that clear away. Seiko, monstrous pinch off his own crossbar.
And here he is again.
Oder ich mach Dings, ich schließe Dings PS4 an und Bruder, zockt das über Dings PS4. For real, Digga, was? Ich hab Angst, Bruder, 60 €, Bruder. Weißt du, was man heutzutage damit machen kann, Bruder? Egal, ist egal, trotzdem.
Matera around the corner. Juicy does want this one, but Charlie's too quick for him, and there's a respawn in an awkward corner. I think it was from Seiko. Gentlemates happy to hang on to 1-1 for now, and we'll need to break through beyond that point. Juicy is almost left stranded on the goal line, but manages to thread the needle to keep it safe.
There's Atto, almost right place, right time. Seiko now taking it low, fakes it high. Eugen has to now retreat and respect that. He drops it very awkwardly. Juicy has to try and fill in that gap, and my goodness gracious, he does do so. But it becomes even scarier. Get off that ball, he says. 2 foot Charlie out the sky. Matera then ends up taking his place, a low 50. Sends it low off the 50. She tries to read that one off its own backboard as well. And a lot of diving plays so far. KC have not yet punished until they go for that play in the center. There has not been that many passing plays coming from the blue wall. And when they do, this is what happened.
It was just one pass too many. Seiko had to dip and dive to avoid the dunk and the demo up against him. Put himself into the center, but by that point he had no chance of really steering the redirect away. Couldn't make the save. And Carmine Cup could make it too. They'll keep on pushing, of course they will.
Was ist das überhaupt für Rlcs? Boah, das ist Regional, Bruder. Ich mein Bett nicht, du Spaß. Was? Ist das geil, Digga.
He knows that plan. If he can get the double, great. If he can't, be there to support.
Die spielen immer noch gegen
Lovely
Casey.
Hydra
Ja,
play.
true.
Here's the other
Ja, weil
head
der
to
ein,
that
irgendein
beast.
Typ hat da 10 Jahre technische Probleme gehabt, Digga. Keine Ahnung, wer den kickt das
Can they
ja.
bring back two and then get the game win? Stake over the musty. Absolute
Junge, was
bloody
passiert, Bro? Ich hab nicht hingeguckt. Say Quad Drops oder was?
So clean. He gets a nice one from Atto in the
Oh,
quick shot.
tschüss!
Perfection right there from Seiko, and if he comes back online, Gentlemates have a chance. I said that if they go a couple of goals behind, I can't see them coming back. Prove me wrong, mate. Prove me wrong.
And Eugen does go for a lovely little kick off there too. Juicy can't get anything on it. There's 70 seconds, and that is magic from Seiko. That's why he is one of the best rookies of all time back in his day. Matero double tap down. They'll be expecting that, and Charlie quite happy to slow it down, but Juicy wants to just smash his face into that ball and get it going. And Eugen, it's an overcommit. Everyone on Gentlemates sees a little bit of gold in their future. And Matero.
Egal, Bruder, wir machen so. Hört zu, Bruder. Chalas, Jungs. Stöni holt auch noch, Bruder. Dann Safi, Bruder. Wir spielen zu dritt, Junge. Vertrau, Bruder, das quält. Wenn wir zu dritt spielen.
It's a big part of the reason why I said that I just can't see Gentlemates coming back from a couple of goals behind. But
Stöni holt auch noch, Bruder, dann Safi, Bruder. Ich mein Stöni, Bruder. Boop.
Content now they've got their 2-goal lead back, and Vatira will be happy to steal away a few more seconds.
Aber wir tun noch so wenig 50, Bruder. Aber der holt, macht den nicht. Warum, hä? Warum willst du auf einmal dann nicht, Bro? Ich dachte, du und Stöni, ihr seid Homies.
I mean, Staker wanted to do what was done against him earlier, wanted to slow it down, make sure that they just were left guessing. And they were left guessing, but Drali managed to get the correct answer at the end of the score sheet. Final 15, a carry from Eugen, but Drali again shuts him down with only 10 seconds left and 2 goals. It becomes nigh on impossible. That one's high.
Junge, dass sie überhaupt die dritte Runde gewonnen haben, Bruder, das ist krass, Bruder.
They manage, after conceding a gorgeous musty, to keep their composure. They get another goal on the other end, and they head into game number 6 on tournament point.
We'll be feeling pretty chill after that one, Carmine Corp. As you can see, sipping their water. And that was well played there from Carmine Corp. That goal from Seiko was sublime, but even that was not enough. 784 points for Seiko, by the way, in case anyone's wondering. And actually, I forgot they still had it. Timeout, Gentlemates Alpine.
Yeah, I forgot that too. Yeah. For some reason, I kind of thought, oh, we've already had a timeout.
Das ist No Man's Sky, Bruder. Das ist ein krasses Game, Bruder. Solche Intro zeigen, Bruder, guck mal. Guck auf Screen, Bruder.
Yeah, actual perfect one.
Okay, well, timeout for Gentlemates.
Relics brings archaeology
to be in. I think quite cleverly they used the little tech pause to make sure that they were going to be speaking in that time. And everybody remember when it goes to Juicy's camera and look at the cross section.
So was sind die zur Richtung, Bruder.
Design your own skeletal displays.
I'll even zoom into it, perfect, just in case anyone
Create your own museum.
Bruder, auf Dings kostet das einfach 60 €, Bruder. Anik!
But some things are
Anik!
there for a reason.
Bruder, irgendwie so Kombination 100 €. Kann das von April Ray share, Bruder. Guck, Bruder, siehst du, der kann schon sharen, Junge, der Mann.
Birmingham into the major, this will then be their numero 50. Wow. Is it gonna be a chance for them to continue going perfect, or do the Gentlemates go kicking and screaming with their brand new boy Eugen all the way to the finals?
I think I'd love to see a Seiko masterclass to steer us to Game 7. After we get there, I do not care either way, Stumpy. I'm just here to enjoy some good Rocket League, but I do want Gentlemates to win this game. I will not lie. I think at Game 7, the quality of Rocket League that we've seen is something everyone wants to see right now, apart from the Blue Wall, who will be hating on me right now, and fairly so. Do I think we will? Probably not, if I'm honest. I think Carmine Corp probably take this game. They've been able to deal with the Gentlemates threat, and they've shown they can score goals against Gentlemates, which has been a key asset that Gentlemates have brought to the table in this event. But all the theory crafting, all the points mean nothing until we get on the pitch. And now here we are on Neo Tokyo. Carmine Corp trying to make their 400th grand final in a row. Gentlemates trying to stop them.
And we talk about the size of these French orgs, but right now, Katoga has got 57,000 viewers. Kometo, 40,000 viewers. almost 100,000 between them, and they get to watch them battle it out here on Neo Tokyo. Vatira is up for that first one, wanting to deliver magic.
Wenn der das holt, hole ich mir nicht helfen. Digga, warum, Bro?
Could all be on the cards for Charming Corp. They would love to shut it down here and now.
Weil, Digga, was passiert, Bruder, Bruder, dass du mit Studi jetzt auf einmal so bist, Bruder? Ich dachte, ihr beide seid dicke. Oder war zumindest so. Bruder, zu dritt Bock mehr, Bruder, dann können wir alle farmen und so, Bruder. Nichts ist passiert, der macht jetzt einfach nur so. Warum, hä? Der trollt der oder was dann, oder was? Bruder, egal, Bruder, lohnt sich, komm. Ey, Bruder, nicht schon wieder, Digga, bitte.
It did come in before the goal was scored, so we're going to have the admins make sure that that is all nice and fair. But regardless, he's just said elaborate. So I am intrigued to see what ends up coming through on as they now justify this pause.
I'm glad that I've got this job rather than that job. I would not want to make that decision at all. But we can leave that one to the professionals, everybody. We can trust that whatever they decide will be the correct decision. And in the meantime, we can just talk about the importance of this one, because how important is it to Karmine Corp to achieve that perfection? You know, how much would it frustrate them that they didn't win all 3 events in EU before winning Birmingham in the last split?
I mean, I think it's always going to be one of the things where you say, I don't really care too much. But then actually, when it comes down to it, you then look back at your record and you're like, oh, but Zen has done
a blemish. A blemish.
Zen's done spring back in
Denk Main Character wie mal ab, oder traurig, oder?
He did it in spring, he then ended up getting the
Oder was los, Bruder? Zu dritt bockt das doch mehr, Bruder, als ob das zu zweit, Bruder. Wir müssen Arsch aufreißen, dies, das, Bruder. Zu dritt, wir können zu dritt, Bruder, mehr erreichen, Bruder. Macht doch logisch Sinn, Bruder. Macht der jetzt unnötig so, Bruder.
I think that, yeah, you'll look at it as a little bit of a blemish. You'll then think, okay, we've also been in the position where we messed up last year. I joked to Farah about it a little bit, where I was saying, well, last year you guys did really well in the first split, and it came then round to try number 2, and then you couldn't get past Mike Boy and Tho. And he was like, yeah, well, that's last year. And you obviously have to like look past that. They have a slightly different team this time round as well. So I think, yeah.
He was saying that, but the camera was zooming into him, and Hello Darkness, my old friend, was playing from somewhere. So I don't know if it doesn't bother him a little bit more than he admits. Of course.
He also blamed Rise for it, which is fair enough. So
yeah,
that's all right.
We all blamed Rise.
Wo immer diese technischen Probleme. Geht das mit 2 Spielern überhaupt?
I think that one's left in the
Hier steht, Bruder.
Release the Rise blame cut. Cheers.
Oh man. But yeah, the players
are
figuring out what's going to happen right here. And for my opinion, I think that Karmine Corp.
Oder warte, chill mal, Digga. Ich frag ChatGPT.
Disregard everything. Did you see that, Stumpy? Did you see that zoom in just there?
I didn't see anything, no.
Oh, cut back, just to hurt Stumpy.
Oh no, it's so ugly! Line it up! No! Please line the screens up.
Bis zu 4 Spieler.
Where's Scruffy?
Ja, passt doch, Bruder. Wir sind zu dritt. Bis zu 4 Spielern, Bruder. Worum geht's da, Bruder? Sagst du halt so überleben und so, dies, das, Bruder.
I can also confirm that the goal is gonna be revoked as the
Ey, google mal, Bruder. Google mal, vertrau mir, Bruder. Ich hab's mal gemacht, Bruder. Google mal, wie groß ist die Map von No Man's Sky oder so. Boah, die ist so groß, ne? Größer als alle Spiele, die es gibt. Also größer als die Map von Minecraft und alles Mögliche. So, also.
Atto then, yes, does go and challenge the ball, but he then stops. But Drali is gone. So, yes, we will be continuing as if the goal did not go in.
I mean, if there's one thing I know from football, it's that nobody moans about VAR decisions. So I'm sure we find, even though there's clear proof there.
I need lines drawn to within 9mm, please, on the player's left elbow to make sure it wasn't a goal-scoring opportunity.
Guck mal, ChatGPT sagt, es gibt über 18,44674409370955516 Trillionen prozentual generiert Planeten. Jeder Planet ist vollständig beherrbar und so groß wie ein echter Planet. Du kannst nahtlos vom Weltall auf die Oberfläche fliegen ohne Laden. Die Galaxie besteht aus Milliarden von okay.
Someone thought of that and they felt like a genius and right. You could have stolen that, mate. You could have nicked that. I never would have questioned it.
No, that's too funny. That's very good.
Well, there we go. We are going to be starting from 4 minutes and 17 seconds when this one begins. And Gentlemates, they're going to have to ultimately just get over it. I mean, it's a fair decision, completely, like when you saw that replay back. Gentlemates will be frustrated. They thought they had a goal. For all intents and purposes, they wouldn't have realized the speed that it happened, right? They'd have thought, yeah, we're 1-0 up. Sorry, not yay. And I just got to get going again. It's going to be a good experience for you, Gen, as well. You have to deal with this sort of stuff.
Yeah, making sure that also, you know, you're listening to your coach, listening to the players that, or at least the player that has won a major in a Worlds, the player that has won a major, and yeah, I think the fact that he's also got Eversax behind him as well, making sure that everybody's going to stay nice and happy and nice and composed too against the best team in the world is, as you say, fantastic practice to make sure that when this does probably happen at some point again in another hyper situation, fingers crossed not on like LAN or whatever, but it is an esport. We are dealing with computers and computers run off randomness.
Ich hätte gedacht, ein Spieler möglich, aber 4 Spieler online.
No one knows how computers work.
Ja, Bruder, es gibt Koop-Modus. Er schaut da auch so, dass man das dann so spielt.
Ones and zeros. Random order. And that to me, mate, ones and zeros ain't words, and let alone Rocket League.
Rocket League ain't words. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. But we are certainly seeing some Rocket League here today, Stumpy Goblin. We are seeing the best teams in Europe fighting it out for this victory. What do you make of Gentlemate's playstyle? You know, they are defensive, and over in North America, there's been a lot of I saw stuff you tweeting out at the "We're not defensive haters" or "We are defensive haters," saying we're not a defensive team. Is it fair to say that Gentlemates are a defensive team?
I think the weird thing is, I also don't necessarily agree with Sathu, because they...
Junge, Mel, Bruder, komm jetzt, Bruder. Zu dritt machen wir dann. Safir, Bruder. Zu dritt lohnt sich.
And then we could then try and go for a couple of plays on our own. Every now and then, yeah, they'll go crazy. But this isn't a North America thing. This is, as you say, a Europe show. I really like their playstyle. I like that they've got their own.
Boah, diese technische Probleme, die die haben, are crazy.
Just the sheer speed up that they then do. And it's then going for something completely different out of, you know, left field and making it so that their opponents are still playing a little bit uneasy. I think right now, the fact that they are going, you know, we're in game 6 now against Carmine Corp, that is a fantastic showing from them, and especially with a brand new young player. And Jim, people might not know him, but he was there on start point, came through, I believe this is his debut season, or at least, you know, making the main events consistently. And he ended up, you know, having all of these various points where he has been popping off on the side of start point, and to the point where then Gentlemates were like, you know what, we need a new player. We need somebody who is going to be having incredible mechanical brilliance, and the fact that he is showing up at moments like this is a fantastic sort of showing for the esport as well.
I agree. And for what it's worth, I also like the Gentlemates playstyle. I like that it's clearly very different from Ninjas in Pajamas, from Carmine Corp, from Team Vitality. I'd say Team Vitality are a bit more defensive, generally speaking, than NIP and then Carmine Corp. Carmine Corp, at least to my eyes, are the most aggressive team. They are just a bunch of ferrets running about everywhere, nibbling at everything, going, trying to get the ball, right? But Gentlemates, yeah, they're a lot more secure. They're a lot more patient. And I get the impression they are not afraid to frustrate their opponents. They love it. Do you know what I mean? If an opponent says to them, oh man, I can't believe you just defended for 5 minutes, they'll go, ha ha ha. Yes, we did. Cheers for the win, baby.
Yes, did.
GG easy.
I can also confirm that the DQ timer, interestingly, has started as Carmine Corp are hunting for an issue on their side. So Carmine Corp's DQ timer, it goes by individual games. That has now started. We have a 5-minute timer per game, so I see how long each game would have taken. So we're just waiting to see what does end up happening, as they're just trying to fix this, so then we don't need to worry about it happening potentially a little bit later on. But they have not been DQ'd. I've seen people looking at me like, what, DQ'd?
Yeah.
They've not been DQ'd. Good lord, calm down. I'm just saying the timer has started. All right.
Yeah, that's why I specifically wasn't saying that, because I knew as soon as you said those 2 letters, it would be all that people hear. Do you know what I mean? They're sort of scanning the Broadways for certain patterns of words and letters. DQ are 2 of them. As soon as they hear that, suddenly I'm like, DQ, what?
And you know what? I've seen someone try and push DQ Armine Corp. It's not quite as good as VA Armine Corp, but I really do respect the effort. So
but if there's a pun, we're gonna be first to it. We like it very much. But yeah, it is on Casey's end. They're trying to fix something. I don't know, restart the internet, turn it off and on again. The computer. We're getting very IT crowd here.
That's normally how it works. We've got about, I think, 4 minutes left or so of the DQ timer, so still a long old while for them to figure it all out. Again, they're doing it for your benefit, guys. They're making sure this doesn't happen again. So, tell you what, right now, go and get a glass of water, get a cup of tea, get whatever it is that you're currently consuming, get a bicky, and then you can settle in for a nice little bit of Rocket League. Because this is not the last series of the day. We're currently only in the semi-finals. We've still got the grand final coming up. The winner of this is going to be playing against Team Vitality. The huge French derby is on its way.
Now, I'm not a man who believes that, you know, the universe evens things out or there's karma and stuff, but how many games did we have yesterday?
That's a really good point. So we went 16-0 yesterday. We didn't have a single tech pause. We had about half an overtime, like it was barely anything.
I mean, that overtime was crazy. There was like a minute. That was wild.
We finished the day in about 3.5 hours of 4 entire best-of-7 series with all of our, you know, analysis, production, breaks, everything, whatever else, bathroom codes, 9914s, whatever it ends up being. And yeah, today, Cole, you're right. We've had a 4-1, a 4-2, a 4-2, and now we're in Game 6 with the second vamp of the series.
I do think I believe in karma now. We have learned this. This is what the players get who were in overtime, 3-0 down and lost the overtime. If he'd have just got one game, then today would have gone smoothly. It is what it is, and you can only do what you can only do. Fair play, Carmine Corp, for staying in their seats. I think I'd be tempted at this point just to go for a little wander, but Carmine Corp is still playing it out.
Stand up, do some jumping jacks.
I miss the star jumps. I do miss
star
those.
Jumps. Yeah, I'm not American, sorry.
Are they the same thing, jumping jacks and star jumps?
I believe they are, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. There's probably someone who's like, no, actually, the star jump uses 45 degrees and the jumping jack uses 46 degrees of your arms.
It's actually a Patriot leap. No, I think it's that's actually the same thing.
Jump.
Stars and stripes jump, not this Union Jack jump. I'm upset that we don't get to see players, you know, standing up and being, you know, active and stretching out, making sure their arms are all limber, their hands are all limber as well. So,
because I get, I mean, I might as well chat for a bit. I get like really stiff fingers as well. I've moaned about it a lot on our streams,
whenever
and I swear,
whenever you miss anything, you go,
no, that's not true.
Not my fault, not my fault.
Look, I've got my toxic traits, right? But it's not my toxic trait to say, oh, I missed it because my fingers are stiff. If I say it, surely you can believe it's, you know, only used when I mean it.
Yeah, all right, okay. Well, you know what? They've not even had time for any freedom leaps or whatever we're calling them. We have got all of Carmine Corp now saying we are good. They're good to play. So everybody, I want you all to reset. Okay, mentally reset. We've all had our fun. You've all got a cup of tea. You've all had some bickies, right? Do your star jumps. Sit back down. Do some more star jumps. Sit back down again. And get ready for...
Can I stay sat down now?
Sit down and stop breathing at me. Carmine Corp taking on... That was really mean of me. Taking on Gentle Mates. Game 6, Cole. Intriguing to see. Our Carmine Corp going to be going straight through after these tech breaks.
I mean, it's a complete reset emotionally for all these players as well. You know, this is where experience has come into it. And Carmine Corp, you know, they're all youngsters, they're all babies still, but they have been in the scene long enough to have experienced this sort of thing. 2 of Gentlemates have experienced this sort of thing. Eugen, not so much. So this is brave new territory for him. He seems pretty chill about it. All seems fairly calm, but it's still different. You know, there's definitely something to keep an eye on Eugen here. Will he dip in form a little bit because he's been playing very well this series? Will it have shaken him? Does he have the energy levels that his teammates might have? He probably does, don't get me wrong, but it's just a thing to keep an eye out for.
So we can also confirm that the game is going to be set at 4 minutes and 17 seconds with a 0-0 scoreline. So no goals, nothing happening. We're just going to be getting rid of about 45 odd seconds off the clock. Still that Game 6 in chat. Remember, we very politely asked you all to mentally reset, okay? So let's all chill out for now. Then as soon as we get into this game, it'll be the next, like, I don't know, 20 seconds or so, whatever it ends up being. Go on.
If somebody asks what the code is to the bathroom, someone do that, chat reset, and then away we go.
That sounds very good to me. All right, so yeah, bathroom asker, a load of the number, and then, baby, we got a series on our hands, all right?
I'm just waiting for the referee to unpause. We're so close.
So close. He's asked if we're ready. Chat, are you ready? I think you're all ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready personally. One and chat if you're ready. 2 in chat if you want to align those screens in Gentlemate's room.
3 in chat to call Scruffy. Otherwise, the rest of us are going to be looking on the pitch where 40-odd seconds have elapsed. In Carmine Corp, we are starting in just a few seconds. Our producer is counting down from 5. I think last time production counted down from 10 from Worlds a few years ago. It wasn't as effective as this is going to be, baby, because this one has been clean. 3, 2, 1, away we go. KC the Alpine, 3-2 KC.
No problem. Like it never happened, everybody. Near Tokyo going to be the site for one of these teams to either be going through into that final. Casey hoping it'll be their 5th in a row. It's a pause call by Atto. I am going to...
Ey, schon wieder, Digga.
Yeah, you go, mate. I'll just chill. I'll chat with chat. This is a stream now, isn't it? We're
VAR Mean Corp, Time Farming Corp.
Have you ever seen the film Groundhog Day? Because Rlcs referee has just said... Elaborate, please.
All that's just been had in chat is Atto, pause, referee, elaborate, Vatira, fixed. We're back in, baby. Everyone reset. 9914's in chat. We're gonna be ready to go. It's no dramas.
How many kickoffs in a row can we get? They can just keep doing kickoffs. We'll really see the plays. This is Johnny Boy's dream. He is loving watching this right now.
It's the most number of kickoffs we've ever seen in the RLCS without a goal being scored in between any of them. We don't get the fun bit.
Keep an eye out for Jirali's antenna, by the way. Absolute legend. He's poking fun at himself here. He'll see him in a second.
Poking fun at themselves is always very, very fun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh. And now, no, that tees up the 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Hey! Let's go.
So anyway, Super Serious Rocket League. Here's Juicy. He gets a flip reset. He goes into Atto. And it's actually going to be scored by Seco.
No, direkt Tor kassiert, Junge.
Crumbs on a bendy bus. Juicy is just completely lured in Atto. Vatira then sits like a donkey on the goal line. It's an instant little bit of karma for Gentlemates, and they get a goal. And chat, they are not going to call pause now. Don't joke about that. Don't joke about it.
You know in football where it's oh no.
Eugene has called pause.
Eugene. If he was joking, then ban him. If that was a joke pause.
Internet down at the moment, out of interest. We're having the referee just said elaborate. This is Groundhog Day. What is happening?
I'm having a great time. I don't know about you guys. This is great.
Everybody, more cups of tea. More bicky. I saw some people asking in chat as well, what's a bicky? A bicky is what in England we call a biscuit that normally goes with tea. So it's like a little chocolate bicky, like a little custard cream bicky.
But you don't have it with gravy.
Like a little oat bicky. Yeah, exactly.
You never have a bicky with gravy. That'd be really weird.
No, yeah, all bick, no grave. And yeah, we're just going to make sure all the players are good. Juicy is laugh crying. He's seen the screens behind him that still aren't fixed, by the way, and we're going to be remaking the server.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. We're remaking the server. Just one more server remake, bro. That's all we need.
One more server, bro. One more server. No problem.
Oh, man. We started this game.
This is karma for yesterday, Cole.
Karma Corp.
It is. This is Karma Incorp. Oh. All right.
Oh,
everybody
man.
chill? Tell you what, quick question to chat. You having a good day? You having a nice time? I'm having a lovely time. I'm having a really good day.
I feel like
get to hang out with my colleague, Cole.
We can't really individualize the answers here. Do you know what I mean? Like, people can answer, and they might sort of go really deep with their day, and I'd love to know how certain people's names are doing in their day, but the chat just moves too quick, so if chat could just slow it down, that'd be great. Just like one person answer at a time. Okay, first person to answer, go. How has your day been?
Don't read out any names, but yeah, everyone's having a good time. Everyone's chilling. Everyone's having like a good day, watching a load of the RLCS.
Woo!
Can't whack in these brand new.
Yeah, I'm looking, mate. I'm looking.
We all get in there.
Ooh.
I'm very happy that everybody's having a very good day. This is great. But yeah, Eugene was just saying there's a little bit of lag on his side, so just need to make sure it is completely fair. Because bear in mind, guys, we would rather it is completely fair for everybody than if, there was somebody who was being very polite and be like, no, guys, it's fine. But actually, it's really laggy. Because you all know how tilting it is when any game that you're playing is laggy, let alone this one that relies on such fine control of a physics-based object.
It blows my mind, by the way, that it works at all. Like,
it's all numbers,
like,
man.
The fact that I can have a 50-50 against someone on an EU server in Germany, and it just magically tracks,
and you lose
our
it
angles
every
of car.
time.
Exactly, that's how I know it works, because I always lose. So it's not 50-50. It's meant. Isn't that clever?
It's deliberate. Almost every single time. We can also confirm as well. Are you guys sick and tired of me saying we can also confirm? Because I am.
I'm liking
it. The game is going to be resetting to 3 minutes 56. We had a solid 30 seconds of gameplay there, and I personally loved it.
It was a really entertaining 30 seconds.
And the 1-0 goal to Gentlemates will be standing. So the juicy reset into the 50, into the Seiko shot top corner with Vatira sitting like a donkey on the goal line. That is going to be staying. So it's going to be 1-0 at 3 minutes 56 and another kickoff.
I mean, there's a big part of my brain going, oh, it might happen again, and that'll be quite funny. But the professional part of my brain is saying, you know, let's get back on track. I really hope it works this time. This is the one, and we'll have a clean end to the show, baby. Grand finals coming up after this in 6 weeks.
I think I want to be in purgatory forever, actually.
With me?
Yeah, maybe this is HE double hockey sticks, because this is me hanging out with you, but I get to talk about Rocket League, so it's almost like a little bit, it's like a monkey's paw situation.
I'm just in your face, in your voice the whole time. You can just hear me. You're just walking about, and I'm going, oh, look at that. Glass of water, get a glass of water.
Wow.
Stumpy is really filling up that glass of water, everybody. He's going to sip it. He's going to sip it.
Incredible. I can also, here you go, chat, your favourite
confirm?
I can also confirm that we are going to be resetting not to 356, to 357. But it's still going to be 1-0 for Gentlemates, so we do just get 1 extra second for all of us to enjoy together.
I can't believe
and we're going in 3, 2, 1. This is no.
That wasn't a pre-make.
Time.
The chat didn't even hear that one. That was the one, because they have to start it, and then you pause it, and then you go, and it changes the time. Now we're 3:57. I love that you called out John's asterisk. He said 3:56, and he went 3:57 asterisk. And by then, Stumpy had already said 3:56. So can you confirm that this one is the one, Stumpy? Promise the people.
No, I really can't. That's the horrible thing. I cannot confirm that this is the one, but I can confirm that we are going to be starting in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then it goes 3, 2, 1. And we're live. Back to Rocket League, everybody. All these players driving about hitting balls. Can they hit them in net? Let's find out.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, but John is going to be going up for 1. Eugene can just about whip in, make sure that Vitero does not get the second touch on that ball. Atto has to track back nice and quickly and keep it away from his own net. Chat, make sure that you all reset as well, all right? We're all good. We are nice and happy. Vicky's down, T down, game on. Get your mum and your nan in the room, because this is going to continue being electric.
Charlie has this ball into the corner. It's going to hit the ceiling. Eugene has Seiko in front of him, and among all that, Gentlemates did take a 1-0 lead. But he's feeling pretty good about that. Which of these teams is going to be the one to get right back into the flow of things? It's looking to me so far like Gentlemates. They've started better since the restart.
And they did that last time too. They managed to get themselves a goal for like 20 seconds or so from that restart. There's one pause himself. Atto, no reset on that one. So he then now sends his central. Juice can't get the touch. Seiko versus Drali. I put my money on Drali here, but Seiko goes high. A 50 central. Juicy's now there. He gets his central as well. Can't quite whip his car around to get a nose touch in. Eugene's turn. One to the middle. Seiko's there. Bottom corner bound. Gentlemates extend their lead.
Look at the pace here from Eugene, though, to the ceiling. Flips into it to keep his car straight. Arrows into that ball, and Seiko, despite being bumped away after connecting, did double Gentlemates' lead. And it seems that Gentlemates are the team who just wanted that little bit more after these tech breaks. On the cusp of their first grand finals in a very long time. Already in their first semis this season. Armin Corp demanding more. Wanted to get back into it, but hitting the crossbar anyway.
You know what? I bet that the Gentlemates feel well silly calling a timeout now, because they've had about 9 minutes or so after that. They didn't need the extra 60 seconds whatsoever.
It would be hilarious this, by the way. If Carmine Corp lose this game and then immediately call a timeout, everyone's gonna be like, oh, really?
All right, yeah,
Just get on with it.
Yeah, I see you. Juice is getting a nice little 50 in the midfield, but the ball goes straight over back towards Eugen.
Ja, die verkacken
But
da.
they send it far too high above his head, so he can't actually make any forward progress with it. Tira, central midfield pass. Juicy, I love the interception. He's done that a couple of times now. Waits for one touch to come in, then immediately swipes it away.
Ooh, nice pass towards Juicy, who's already up for it. He tries to arrow it into the top corner. Charlie comes away with the ball. As always, keeps control of it. Seiko uses the ceiling to try and force Atto as far away as possible. Eugen's winning this one. Eugen's getting so much of the ball stop. He's getting many clean touches, and he's doing a lot with them.
I mean, suddenly there's only 90 seconds left. This game feels like it's gone on for so long. But it's going to be Vatira missing that one, and they need to be trying to bring back another couple of goals. Gentlemates still up on those two, because they're having completely different games now. Eugen taps it, not quite below Vatira. They attempt to go for a bump, instead knowing he actually finds Juicy up in the sky, bounce it from the floor. This ball has stayed in the same position for a solid like 15 seconds there, and Carmine Corp need that ball not to stand still. Seiko very low on boost. That's a challenge versus Atto to get that 15. Eugen to the backboard.
Yeah, he got himself dunked there, but it wasn't going to be enough to put Gentlemates under any harm, and this is where they do their best work. 2 goals for the good, stealing away Carmine Corp, frustrating them. Even KC can't break through the stubborn Mates defense here in Game 6. Oh, lovely read from Juicy there. Did you see Atto fake, and Juicy hit the brakes at the exact same time?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lovely play, I think, across the board from Gentlemates so far, where they've even been on low boost, but they have kept great control of a lot of the play. Seiko diving in as third man, but so confidently, and Juicy does not return the favour. He goes up, misses the ball entirely, and that gives Carmine Corp an in.
Yeah, Juicy just got lost with where the ball was. I think he thought it was going to bounce one more time than it did. And when it didn't, he could not recover. And if any team is capable of scoring one more goal with 26 seconds left, it is definitely Carmine Corp. Kickoffs have been effective so far. Vatira pushes it through to Juicy. It's well left up by Gentlemates, and Juicy can steal away a few more seconds, maybe even get the fake. 15 left.
Oh, komm schon, Junge, Casey jetzt auf dem Tor.
Low on Boosie. He can't really commit on this. Now has 100, so can catch it off the back ball, but Eugen's going to go straight up the side wall that Vatira did end up going towards. Force it towards Seiko, who just bangs it long. Now it's Atto's turn.
Juicy up, and Eugen, it doesn't matter too much if you don't commit now, as long as you get the second touch. Juicy's there, Eugen fakes it, he wanted a touch there.
Ja, Etto hat verkackt, Bruder.
And Gentlemates take the longest game in Rocket League history.
Oh, that must be. Surely, right. Direct, can you go from
mate.
the start? Timeout, Carmine Corp. They need a second to talk. Carmine Corp just need a sec, guys. Sorry, guys, 1 sec. Timeout real quick. Carmine Corp need a second to talk.
If anyone is thirsty or hungry, may I suggest a cup of tea and or a bicky?
Bicky, I love a bicky. Oh, get me a cup
Digga,
of
haben die
cream,
verkackt die
entire
Runde.
sleeve, please.
Junge, Vatira 68 Punkte, ach du
man.
Scheiße.
Yeah, Carmine Corp are gonna be
Just figuring out. Just a second. Just 60 more. Just 60 more seconds, bro.
Just one more time out, bro.
Just 60 more seconds, bro. Greedy, Carmine Corp. Greedy. You've had so long to talk.
Oh dear. Oh dear. All right, well, the Champions Field awaits.
I'd hope so after this long. I really hope so.
Oh dear. All right, yeah, okay. Champions Field coming right up. I think Eversax is just like, boys, chill. We got this. I reckon he'll be telling his team that they're doing their timeout because they're scared. That is the only, you know, you can't go too deep after that. Oh, we should have changed this, should have changed that. That last game was chaos, you know. It was who can deal with it the better. Mates dealt with it the better. They'll tell themselves it's a mind game, and they will go into this game 7 trying to do the exact same thing as they just were.
I mean, it's Carmine Corp, I think, on the other side of things.
Junge, Chalas Jungs, ja, die müssen jetzt holen,
Where there's a
Bruder.
little bit of weirdness where you have to take your mind out of the game entirely and think, oh, networking stuff. Okay, what do I have open on my PC? You have to look at then whatever's going on, try and sort that situation. Your coach, whoever it is, your manager can try and mitigate that as much as possible. But ultimately, it's time that you're not spending in-game hitting the ball, that you're not just like trying to read things off your teammates. You go that 1% a little bit less warm. Meanwhile, Gentlemates, they didn't have any of these issues. And you see Eugen there with the, I love that, just a little tap on the shoulder from Eversax. And it's the nerves, I think, then coming through where they've had a lot of time to think about this moment. They've had a lot of time to think about what this means for their season and what it means for them individually as well. We see the flags hanging up in the rafters of teams that have made it to the World Championship and who have taken home the dub. That's a long way off for one of these teams. KC, one series away from the grand final.
Rlcs, Jungs, jetzt!
And Gentlemates, they are playing to extend
Es
their
geht hier um
season
55k,
as they
oder?
can.
Whatever happens here, Gentlemates have given us one hell of a show, but will they be able to see themselves over the top? It's never going to be easy against KC. We've seen them dominate teams in deciding games. Make no mistake, this might be
Digga,
a
aber
great
spielt
start
Vettura jetzt
for
auch
KC
schnell,
get
Bruder.
going.
It was the sheer pressure, I think, earlier on that we saw coming through for Gentlemates. They're making sure that they were trying to... We talk about them being a little bit more defensive. They were doing that at times, but then they were also then going for the pure pressure. And they were making it really hard for KC to deal with, which is so unique for KC to have to deal with. Eugene, a reset into the multi, into the tap, and Vettura somehow has read it.
His timing there was pixel perfect.
Digga, ich hatte kurz Schiss, Bruder, dass Eugene wieder Hops nimmt, Junge.
Slamming the ball further than anyone thought.
Bin ich
Thankfully
ehrlich,
for KC,
Digga.
the goalkeeper on the goal line was just about able to see it away and do something with it. Now Seiko's in the corner, Vettura and Drolly in front of him. Brilliance there from Seiko to wait that extra second. And then Juicy bravely from the side is taking a risk there from Gentlemates. Seiko! How is that safe?
Tschüss, Junge, jetzt haben die richtig Schiss.
All banger, no clanger. Right now for the Gentlemates, they are making sure their presence is very well known in this series. And Carmine Corp, they have dealt with it exceptionally well, but how long can that continue? Seiko to Eugene, finds the rookie, finds the reset, and gets such a close touch to his car. Back round again, Juicy not found, now a 2-on-1, but Eugene, what an exceptional cut of rotation.
Yeah, Gentlemates busting out all the mechs right now. Will they be rewarded? Juicy tries to make it happen. Now we have the counter-attack. Atto against Seiko. Casey can be devastating, but not this time. Seiko and Eugene, the new dream team combined.
Vettura up on towards the backboard. It's a miss as well, but he manages to ding the crossbar. Drolly's not close
Digga,
enough.
hätte der den
Vettura may
getroffen,
well
ne?
see that as a chance gone sniffing.
Atto steers control of this ball, tries to push it towards his teammate, but Eugene is there yet again. Gentlemate's coming over the top, a change in play style from them. Instead of solo plays all the way. Atto, he's up early, and he gets sideways.
Great pass from Drolly defensively to find Vettura on the right-hand side, but Eugene's going to be intercepting. And my God, what a Game 7 Eugene is having so far. He's been that standout player. He's two in the center, pass it to Juicy a little bit too far away from his car, so he can't make contact. Halfway through the final game of this series, everybody, we have been on a journey together, and this is looking to be a miraculous end.
So far, Eugene looking most likely, and he had control of the ball for a second. It was tackled by Drolly. Drolly waits underneath this ball and allows Vettura to pull rank and call himself onto it. Eugene's touch to the side is good enough to get a second one. Drolly, though, wins that 50-50. Atto's in the center. Atto's probably going to cause some chaos knowing him and go for a demo. So it falls for Vettura. KC now have a head of steam. They've managed to withhold Gentlemates for now, but Gentlemates' defense is always going to be solid.
2 minutes and 1 goal could mean that Carmine Corp's season-long perfection could be ending. All grand finals so far. NRG/G2 did do it last season. They did an incredible job, and Carmine want to be that European answer. 100 seconds, Drolly backboard, bumped out the way, that one's down low, and Juicy nearly sent into a teammate for an own goal, but instead, they remain unscathed.
Yeah, KC forcing Gentlemates now into brave defending. It's going to get trickier and trickier as the time limit goes on and the boost runs down. But Atto almost had that one go over his head. Something on it, that was all that was needed. Vettura has 100. Drolly in front of him has enough to play with to keep this attack going. Taker's challenge is a good one. Is anybody helping up the Gentlemates? Juicy, they are all on the same wavelength, and it's making some of the fastest gameplay you never see.
Oh, Drolly, Junge!
The nice reset to make sure it just stays threatening, gives him more options. Eugene Babel wants to bump away Vettura. Sorry, Atto in fact, and Drolly has to swipe in the middle, make sure it doesn't get too much more threatening. The boost is dire for Carmine Corp. Atto does an exceptional job to keep this ball away from his half. Now it's Drolly's turn. Does not find Atto across pitch.
Eugene waits for Vetura's touch. It's smart play still from him. Not looking like a rabbit in the headlights at all. Eugene flicks it forwards. Atto is there waiting. Eugene was a cut rotation here. No, he doesn't. He goes back. Juicy gets the 50-50. Vettura has this ball alone. Eugene is up now. Perfect first touch from him. He looks like he's cooking something. Forces it into the corner. Atto is there waiting.
Digga, tschüss, Digga, was ist das für ein Game?
Yeah, again by Drolly. He has been there defensively time and time again. Now offensively his time. A double reset, pinch central does not work.
Juicy into the corner, slams over the top. Eugen's there sniffing about for something, but
Ja, die
Drali's gonna
verkacken
wait.
das
Drali's
einfach
gonna go
fast, Digga.
solo until Eugen tackles him on towards Vatira, who just sends it long.
Was that backboard? Vatira first man to it, but challenges versus Seiko on the backboard. Eugen tries to cut in, and this is where your heart rate rockets if you are a brand new player. Everybody else has been in before. Eugen is performing, but it is new territory for him.
Verlass, Bruder, Overtime,
Game
Bruder.
7 in a record-breaking series. Who goes home with gold?
One of the best nil-nils you are likely to see. Both teams had huge plays that were blocked on the goal line with last-minute saves. Juicy now up against Vatira. He's got 100 boost. Gonna slow things down for a second. Tries to go past Atto, who fake challenges. As far as Seiko, though, there's gold in these players, Stumpy. Who's gonna be the first to claim it?
I mean, so far, we saw the series start with Gentlemates. It's very much fallen to both sides taking wondrous shots towards each other. Drali wants to fake out Juicy and just stays there, waiting, lurking, ready to poach any mistake that may well fall his way. So with a lot of boost can take it into the face of Eugen, who is so confident.
Juicy shoots. Vatira tracks it as far as he can. Eugen up against Vatira. Seiko hasn't got too much boost. Just tries to get in Vatira's way. Juicy a couple of touches, went for the skimmer, couldn't quite get it. Drali over the top. Seiko has to get this read, and what a read under pressure from the former world champion. Instead it falls to Drali, Juicy again, and Eugen can get in there in front of Vatira.
Every single chance so far, it has to be perfection to find its way in. Is Atto going straight back towards Eugen? The rookie does backflip, however. That gives space for
Eugen hat
Drali to
verkackt,
now
Junge.
show off what he is capable of. Secures a reset, goes low, and Seiko just waits and lures it out. Vatira on the left-hand side. Drali moving his way around onto the ball. Didn't get the boost, so he is now going to have to retreat. And Mate's on the push.
Seiko tries to force it past Vatira. Seiko sets up a teammate. Maybe no, Juicy wasn't ready for it. Vatira had his way. Got the ball to the side. Atto towards Vatira. That's actually a bit heavy, I think, because Seiko's there.
I mean, you see so many chances starting to go begging as nerves come in. Vatira high, Drali to bump out Eugen. That rookie is not there for it. And Seiko, the man who has done all of this before, the saviour for his team again.
Atto, no boost, but can get this ball high. Just concedes possession to Gentlemates. Takes out a demo on the way at least. Seiko into the far corner. Vatira has 100. Eugen's in front of him. Juicy as well. Needs to get past at least one of them. Gets the dunk on one. Atto into the corner. This is awkward. A couple of backflips coming out from Eugen. Sweat on his hands. The pressure is so high. Juicy forced it to the corner. And Drali up against Seiko should be safe enough for KC.
Eugen with low on boost just has to get rid of that ball and sends it straight back towards Carmine Corp. He was so composed earlier on and we're starting to see those cracks really
Digga,
begin
was
to
passiert hier,
form.
Bruder?
He needs to steal them up as soon as
Alter,
he
mein
can.
Herz,
Eugen
Bruder.
backboard, a touch, central, a demo, a
Okay.
shot, and
Ja, die haben
Drali
gut gespielt.
seals the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, was that not worth waiting for?
No matter how much you win, if you are KC, you demand more. And when you need it, who else but Drali to step right up, slot it home, and send Gentlemates back? It will hurt Gentlemates, Stumpy, but the blueprint is there for another tip-top EU team.
A phenomenal game from every single person on the pitch. No one looked out of place.
No.
Various players had nerves at certain points. There were some backflips, there was some whatever it was, but that last game was composure, it was nerve, it was everything that you want to be seeing from any of these players. And I really do want to shout out Eugen in situations like that. That has got to be, it's the biggest build-up to a game. It never lasts this long. Normally it's game into game into game, timeout maybe, something in between. He has had minutes in between to think about what is happening. And I love what the team were doing. A little tap on the shoulder to keep them composed. It wasn't enough this time, but what a player we have rising through the ranks of Europe.
An absolute gauntlet that Eugen has just been through. Carmine Corp, though, can they be stopped? They make yet another grand finals in thrilling, sometimes frustrating fashion. And waiting for them, who else? It's Team Vitality. The old guards take on each other after the break.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right?
Yeah.
Because it's dirt bike.
Gas stations. Whew.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down. You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder!
You hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Ticking like a bomb, falling in motion, center of the stage, hoping that we'll be right. Back again. You hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight. Don't you hang up again, baby. I just can't be alone tonight.
It took us about 8 years to get there, but we did finally conclude our second semi-finals. K-Corp coming out on top, but just barely. Gentlemates putting in a run there, making that Ninjas in Pajamas loss not feel too bad, as K-Corp, though, heads on to the grand finals face down against Team Vitality, a matchup that I'm sure absolutely nobody was able to predict here. I'm Leaf. Welcome back to the Rocket League Championship Series. Stumpy and Cole will be joining me on the last desk of the day. Hello.
Well, you know, the people want more. The people want more Cole and Stumpy talking. I think there's not quite been enough of that across this Open. So yeah, it's good to give the people what they want.
Yeah, good to be back, guys.
It was absolutely wonderful job you guys did handle it. We had a lot of fun. I think we had a lot of fun during that. And that's what this is all about. All around the key today, the meta has been fun, desk gameplay, whatever. But now it is time for them to start locking in. K-Corp, again, didn't have the straight easy win that maybe some people were thinking. Gentlemates, Stumpy, put up a fight down the road.
And it was a full team effort too. I think normally you kind of look to maybe like one pop-off player when you're kind of coming up against a Carmine Corp, where you need somebody to just break through that wall. I think early on, it was Eugen to an extent, but my gosh, every single player from Gentlemates proved why they got to top 4 this time round. I think any other team that they come up against, including Vitality, I'd put them in, I would say that they probably beat them, because that was an astonishing performance. The only sort of mark I would have against them, and it is his first time getting in the top 4, usually in that semi-final, right in that final game, game 7, the overtime especially, he did look a bit nervous. And there were obviously quite a few breaks, we had more time to think about it, but those nerves, they are very, very hard to get over, but still, full credit to the team. And Carmine Corp, I mean, that was an incredible performance from them again, all round. A couple of issues, by no means.
Yeah, it wasn't clean.
Yeah, Cole wasn't perfect, but still a Carmine Corp that we've come to know and love.
I mean, even if you're the best team in the world, you can't dominate every single matchup. It can't be easy every single time. So it's like, you know, they still find a way to win, and that's how good they are.
I think that's the thing with K-Corp is like we've seen them go to game 5, game 7s plenty of times before. We've seen them lose series they shouldn't, but they still end up in a grand finals. They still end up on the top. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad sign or anything for them going to a game 7, especially again in a region like Europe. It's supposed to be a competitive region. Let's look at the bracket while we're talking about this, because I want to ask about how you guys feel about our kind of top 4. Obviously, at the beginning there, it felt like there's just 4 teams to be paying attention to, Cole, but as we went on, they got a lot closer. How are you feeling about the region in general?
The region in general, it's definitely, the top sort of 6 teams are definitely spread out a little bit more. I saw a good point earlier. A big part of that could be because a lot of the EU depth has moved to different regions. Maybe that's why we've now got this sort of top 6 that are really established, including GK and Ninjas in Pajamas, Dignitas. And now Gentlemates as well, who have really put themselves back on as a force over here in Europe. And I like the fact that we're going to have these 6 teams hopefully battling out for 4 places. It could make for a very, very entertaining second split over here.
Hey, well, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our Open 4 of the Rlcs 2025 season grand finals. We have the 2 expected teams. K-Corp, the Blue Wall, facing down the Swarm and Team Vitality. Both of these teams, as I said, expected to be here. Stumpy, Vitality has a little bit of a wait now. You know, K-Corp coming off a fresh win. They've had to kind of chill out for a little bit.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to what Vitality will have been doing in that gap, I think it'll be thrown off a little bit because it was a lot longer than anybody anticipated, but end of the day, they have still got here, obviously based off their own merit and the skill that they showed versus Dignitas. It was a fantastic series versus Dignitas earlier on too, only let in 2 games in the end. They ended up taking up 4, of course, to get their way through to here. And Carmine Corp, they had a series full of ups and full of downs and full of moments where they're thinking, oh, we're in, oh, we're not, oh, we're in, and they could never really get particularly situated and still managed to get the dub. So I think 2 tales of how each of these teams managed to qualify.
Yeah, I think, Cole, for Team Vitality, this is probably one of their better chances at taking a shot at K-Corp, in my opinion. I feel like the series they came off, they looked relatively confident. You saw K-Corp just stumbling a little bit here and there. You know, maybe this is the chance that they can break through.
Yeah, Carmine Corp are dropping games. Team Vitality are yet to really ascend to God level. by their own standards. You know, I'm looking at you, young Zen. There's still more in the tank that he's got. He hasn't really taken a series by the scruff of the neck. It's been decent team play from all of them. And also the fact that Carmine Corp, you guys might not remember, but it was actually quite a long series just had against Gentlemates. There were quite a few tech pauses. So maybe, believe it or not, even KC might be a little bit tired. You know, they'll be trying to push that to the back of their heads, but if this one goes the distance, that fatigue will really start to show, as long as Stumpy, Team Vitality get themselves warm in the right way.
True, and I'd like to also mention the fact that, and I was going to sort of do it at the end of that last series, but Carmine Corp are now going to Worlds. They're guaranteed to be going to Leon. They are 100% going to be going. They have locked in that spot. We were chatting to, as I said, Farah yesterday, and he said, we kind of knew we were going to, but it's nice to get that nod through that we are definitely going to the World Championship. So if you've already got tickets, then you will be seeing Carmine Corp play there, which is super, super exciting.
I imagine that in Leon, they'll be quite happy to see Carmine Corp play as well.
I think
that would have been a disaster had KC not made it.
Yeah, I have an inkling.
I feel like there's one storyline you could bank on also that had to happen, and it was K Corp going to Leon, because without that, you expect Vitality obviously to follow suit, but yeah, that was the one team very specifically that needed to be there, because the blue wall was going to be probably very quiet had they not been there. But now you can guarantee it is going to be a loud atmosphere with at least one of these top dogs in the French teams making their way to Lyon. But they still got some games to play before we get to that. Quite a few, to be precise here. They still got to lock it in the grand finals here. I mean, they still got to make sure they're on a good, strong run leading up to that. I think it was you and I, Stumpy, that had thumbs up during the pre-show of the possibility of having a sweep for them, winning all three regionals, winning that major. Yeah, and we're hoping to still see that here, but I imagine as time goes on, it will get harder as teams figure them out.
Yeah, I think that's also something that Carmine Corp are going to be incredibly aware of. We always say that there is, that target that's on Casey's back. We always say that they are the team that everyone's going to be copying the meta of and whatever they're chasing, whatever it ends up being. But I think that's so true that they set the pace. They set what is going on all across Europe, and then eventually when they compete at majors against the world. So it's going to be a hard time for KC to make sure they continue staying on the top. But yeah, we both went thumbs up, so we cannot get held abuse at in Leon because we are believing. Thank you.
Exactly. Guys, you see it. Progressive fan vote has been going. Hashtag KC or Vitality again. Potential this one's close. I see a lot of Vitalities in chat. I think it's going to be a tooth and nail battle for the predictions and also in our best of 7 grand finals coming up here. As I said before, I think this is one of those moments where thinking Vitality could win this is not crazy. I was on the fence picking this, but as I said, we both went thumbs up. I have to back that. So for my prediction, I'm going K Corp, and I feel like Stumpy, you'd be hypocritical not to as well.
Yep, if there's one thing I am, it is not a hypocrite. So I'm going to be going for Carmine Corp here because, pre-show, we kind of went with it. But cool, Cole.
Yes.
I've looked at the sheet.
We singled you out for a reason. I saw the sheet.
That's fair. I'm the fly in the ointment over here.
Wrong way.
I'm leaning Vitality. I'll just say it. I will, show my pride in wearing yellow right now because I said that it's less likely than more likely that Carmine Corp will get a perfect split. If they're ever going to lose, it's on a day like today. They haven't had a lot of luck. There's been issues on there and tech pauses. Even for these robots, there'll be frustrations there. Team Vitality playing well. It's Vitality against KC in a best of 7. Do you know what I mean? Maybe, just maybe. This is the one Vitality.
It's not a silly shout, obviously, by any means. Like they have, we came into it with into the season thinking they're the number 1 team. Carmine Corp have taken that spot. It doesn't mean that Vitality winning is going to be crazy. And I'm excited to see them play a different team now and not Gentlemates.
Yeah, as I said, I thought this would be close. And it's actually in favor of Vitality. So Cole,
look, I've got a lot of sway in this community, guys. The French follow me anywhere I go.
Is that what it is?
I reckon we should go to Leon for Worlds.
Yeah, good shout. I think the blue wall might be washed, guys. If it's 40%.
Well, the only way to find out if that right now is Vitality's chance to take down Carmine Corp is to watch the match. So why don't we get into our grand finals? Open number 4 is about to come to a conclusion, but not before we watch some great Rocket League. Carmine Corp, Team Vitality, grand finals go.
It's time for the two best teams in Europe to go toe-to-toe. The major champs bound for Lyon, but the Golden Hornets are here to ruin the party. Johnny boy, this is game one by Progressive. It's about time we saw these two go head-to-head.
Well, you know, if you just watched only this regional this season, you might think Vitality are the favourites. They swept Gentlemates. KC went to Game 7 with them, and nobody can hit the ball in the grand final. Welcome to EU. It's Matira with the goal.
Of course, we thought, you know what, the chaos is perhaps over, but the chaos is only just getting started. It's the double fake kickoff, and the blue wall come out on top.
It's unreal. I mean, these guys have got some serious plot armor. We've already seen a ton of plot armor in the Rocket League world over the past week. NRG plot armor, Vulcans plot armor, and now we've got some KC plot armor. Even quite a lot of plot armor for the favourites in OCE as well, CJ.
Yeah, it's just true. Plot armor exists. I think everything's scripted. Life is scripted. Certainly Rocket League esports is scripted as well, the way things are going. I'm sure that the coach upcoming called Ferro would agree to that. What a career he's had playing and now coaching, but what a start for Coming Club, as we said. Already securing their ticket to the World Championship sounds crazy, Johnny. We're into the first event of the Rally Major. They haven't even locked in Rally yet, but they'll be there in France.
They certainly will be now. Vitality have struggled in this matchup this season. Looking at the teams on paper, looking at the players on both teams, you'd think coming into the season they would be neck and neck. They'd be going back and forward against each other, but it's KC who have been dominating, just like they've been dominating everybody. The perfect combination of skills, and they might be clean through and goal again here. Atto's tripped up Exotic, Zen can't get back, and it's 2-0, just like that.
It's a very messy start here in the first minute of the grand final. You can see Exotic trying to flip over the top. Atto just made him land on top, and he found a nice enough shot. Enough power to get it past Zen. 2 goals to the good of KC. A great start, and going against what the chat predicted. Very surprising to see the blue wall go down in the chat vote.
It really is. They are probably all just in Gavito's stream right now, so if we polled his channel as well, I reckon they would have won it pretty handily against anyone except maybe Gentlemates. But this is another example of KC just bringing the worst out of Vitality. Vitality don't seem like they can put it together against this team. I mean, they know that they're going to have a harder time against KC than anyone else in this tournament, but double commit early on, not what you want to see from Vitality in this matchup. They need to play close to perfectly just to be close to KC.
Yeah, and they're not only dominating Vitality, but I mean, outside of that last event where GK came out of absolutely nowhere, I think their performance so far suggests that might have been a once-off, but there is going to be. Nice little goal for Zen. He just forces his way through. You can see the pressure. Monkey Moon. A little pop off the backboard. Zen does the rest.
I like that play for Monkey Moon. Just nice soft touch down into the middle. Zen obviously there to do the rest. He needs to have his big moments today, Zen. This is another KC kickoff going into an immediate shot, but Monkey Moon. Oh wait, Zen's passed in the middle. Oh, what a save by Rlcs. He clears it as well.
Almost a bump in net as well. This time, Rlcs able to work it out. Only to the good of Zen. 25 boost won't be enough for him. Love that drop down from Vatira. Finds Atto. Spoke about those two combining to create the midfield blue wall. To let this man Rlcs get to work downfield. He does have no boost, but he's knocked Monkey Moon off his line. It's the 3-man pass play out of defense for Vitality. It's a lovely pop too. He's got no boost. Zen's in there, but he's just too good. He escapes the clutches of Zen.
That's 2 insane defensive stops from Rlcs. Back-to-back Vitality attacks, that time dodging the demo to make sure that somebody's there to clear what would have otherwise been an open net. 2 minutes to go. It's all about Vatira's defense usually for this team, but we forget just how dominant Rlcs is both sides of the pitch.
Minutes left. Vitality on that all. Nikolai, this is a great play. Monkey Moon goes to fake, but it was too scripted. Zen. Pretty good shot in the end with the 0 boost that he had in the tank. Still, Vitality looking to push forward. More infield. Oh, I love the pass. With the finish. What? For Vatira puts himself in the bottom left to make the save.
Just amazing passing play coming out of Vitality. Everybody getting involved in the team play back and forward across the box, but there's always another KC defender, it would seem. Even if Zen had put that the other way, it would have just been into other bodies, other cars. Now, a minute and 20 to go. Vitality have had some good chances. Their offense is looking to make some highlight plays happen. Rally the other way with a reset, but Zero now joining the attack. KC, they like to defend leads like this by putting more goals in the net, by putting their opponents on defense.
Cannot believe that didn't go in. A minute left, Vitality still pushing. I mean, the purest form of Rocket League is infield passing. Doesn't matter what year it is, it still looks so pretty. The three-man pass play coming through. Here's Exotic, he's going to let Atto get this one. Zero just put a bit of heat on, 45 seconds. Looks like Vitality has had the edge, but it's not on the scoreboard at the moment. Exotic goes for the pass back. Monkey Moon tries to delay the shot. Atto just puts himself right in the trouble. And Australia finds the 50. KC not doing too much wrong. Right now, they've got the one goal on the scoreboard. 25 seconds. They've got to get to work now, Vitality. They've got to push forward. Monkey Moon and Exotic get it. They're both rotating back at the same time. Zen trying to find the pass. There's the pop for Exotic. Is he quick enough? He finds the backboard. This could be it. Drop down. It's too slow.
Oh, it's such a good idea to fake that from Exotic, but Monkey Moon's shot wasn't good enough. That one might be better, but Zero's pitched it over halfway line. And just like that, Vitality are back to square one.
Last chance, maybe. Up in the air. Monkey Moon, 0-second play. Zen, can he drop it off? Got to roll off the corner, down Zen underneath. Drally says no, KC 1-0.
What a game to kick off the grand final. We had the kickoff goal in just a few seconds. Army Corp hitting Vitality on the counter as Vitality double commit and overextend. But after that, it was all Vitality. Vitality really picked things up. They were putting together some unreal full team passing plays, the mind games, and the mechanics are all coming through. That last shot from Monkey Moon, though, what a chance that was. If he'd put his car through that ball, it would have been difficult to stop. But all the way back to the start, we had the multi-fake kickoff into Drally, perfectly 15 the ball to Vatira, who then started the counter-attack. Atto finished it off. That was an overextension from Vitality, but I'm impressed by the Vitality offense for the rest of the game. The final 3 minutes of the game, it was mostly Vitality in control.
Yeah, I know the Vitality are 1-0 down, but I'd nearly prefer to be in their situation after that game one. I think that outside of the two kind of messy goals, the kickoff goal to start, really impressed with the pressure they were putting on. Monkey Moon with 6 shots to his own and no goals to come from it. But still, he was putting on decent shots. I know you mentioned that final effort could have been a touch stronger, but yeah, really like the way Vitality are playing. Carmine Corp playing a lot more defense than perhaps we're expecting them to play in this grand final. And if they keep that up, Johnny, I'm expecting Vitality to tie this one up.
They really could. They have been playing some great Rocket League this weekend. They've yet to lose a series. KC and Vitality have both gone through the upper bracket. KC came closer to elimination just before this series got underway. Vitality have got to make sure to keep that going, though, that same energy that they showed us at the end of the last game. We've seen them do this before. We saw them do it to KC in the first split. And as soon as KC get a foothold in the series, it seems like it's just over mentally for Vitality. Even against Ultimates in the Major, they're up 2, looking great, and they lose 4 games in a row. So they have to win this one, I think, to keep their mental in a good place.
Such an important facet of the Rocket League. That's a beautiful fake, though. You can see both the KC in the last second reading it. Drally with the save. That's now 0 boost, but Vitality picking up where they left off. More pressure through the midfield.
Oh!
That's not going to work, though. I believe Zen's got the bump, but his teammate on the way through. Monkey Moon couldn't get the touch. Zonic has to play some defense for now. You can see the troops arriving. They're still messy. 3 members of Vitality in this front post. This isn't the greatest positioning. Exotic gets his way out, but KC looking to close in, all with boost. You can see the corner steal from Drally as well. Here is the pop.
Wow.
Zen finds the clear.
A great read by Zen. Had to just fully commit to that one. Didn't have any boost if he read the play wrong to get back into position. Oh, miss from Drally on the backboard there. That's rare to see. Exotic didn't expect it. Vitality trying to make something of it. Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate earlier on. You mentioned it. Zen fell on top of Monkey Moon as he tried to get a play started. Oh, the last defender's gone. Vatira fakes out Monkey Moon, and in it goes. Oh, that was a great play. It was actually Vatira with the shot in the midfield, and then Atto with the fake on Monkey Moon. But that demo really opening the door.
Beautiful demo. Monkey Moon was back in time, but he had to lunge at that shot. The redirect from Atto was on. In the end, just his presence was enough. Love seeing the demos, the bumps come out. You mentioned before that Drally miss on the backboard. I feel like all these teams, all these players, oh, this is another great chance for Tiro.
Oh!
Had a perfect opportunity, and he tried to put a hole in the crossbar. Still 1-0 to KC. I was just mentioning before, when these players do whip, Johnny, it's almost the superstar buff, where you're just expecting brilliance from all 6 players on the pitch. But if you make a mistake, you don't really get punished. It's unexpected.
Yeah, it's hard to read that. Whenever there's a slight redirecting touch attempted, and it ends up being a miss. Vitality are in a lot of trouble here. This is an important attack now for Zen. 1v1 position against Rally. Rally wins it quite comfortably to the corner. Vitality still in an okay spot overall.
Yeah, I like the way they're turning in midfield, getting these challenges right now for KC. Really Drally pushing the pace, but Vatira and Atto happy to sit back. This is a really nice play to Exotic. Vatira still lands off the ceiling to get a touch in there. Drally's been bumped. Monkey Move with a free shot. Can he find one more to Exotic? A beautiful play from Vitality, opening up the net through the bumps.
And Exotic with the pass to Monkey Moon, who gets it right back to him. A clever pass back from Monkey Moon. He made sure to just hit the post flat so that it bounces with an easy read. If he goes too far around that, inside of the post is actually a harder read. So smart from Monkey Moon and Exotic. The passing plays from Vitality have continued to be impressive.
Yeah, even Monkey Moon's final touch just to get that right in front of net. The double off the sidewall was an incredible pass from Monkey Moon. He's been having a really fantastic championship Sunday so far. Mechanically looking on song in the Fennec. Atto does the free flip just to create an unusual touch. Drally to snipe the top right corner. That one was wide on that occasion. Tiro looking for 2. You can see Drally waiting down. Monkey Moon's pre-jumped. He's missed.
Oh!
Saves his second flip to make the save. Stays alive. Now Vitality looking to attack. Exotic stealing boost. Zen has to go all the way into that back corner to find one. It's going to be Vatira in the one-on-one, but you see the team defense, the help defense arriving. Exotic's done enough.
Just getting on goal side of the ball there as well to make absolutely sure there's no clean lane through for it. Zen now with the no jump half volley going all the way down to the to the KC end, sorry. It's a smart demo as well from Monkey Moon. Look at the space that's been created now for Vitality to work with. They're trying to get a lively ball away from the wall, but as soon as Zen gets it, he's bumped away from it.
Now that's what you gotta do. You cannot give Zen space. Drally with a huge bump. Knocks him off the line of the ball. Exotic doesn't get to. Drally with the pinch. Monkey Moon 0 boost. Still finds a clear. He's found Zen as well. This is great play from Vitality. No one on the backboard. Vatira has to come up big. Has the boost to work with. It's a big miss from Exotic. Pressure relieves from KC. See them pushing forward now. Drally, corner, double commit. Exotic downfield. No one there. And unusual. I'd say he left it for Vatira there, Atto. Off the sidewall though, 30 seconds. Can we get overtime? Will we see some Vitality heroics? You can see the bumps in the air, the aerial plays from both sides.
Oh,
that's a chance for Atto. One more, dodges the bump to Zen. Gets it into the corner. I think Vitality want this overtime. They're low on boost.
Maybe not anymore. They've got a good chance here, Zen. With possession off the sidewall, but Atto completely intercepts him. What a read by him, and now Vitality are scrambling. Vatira, Monkey Moon 50 is in the net. Vatira with the dunk. But I think Monkey Moon's helped him there. There was no way for Vatira to get a shot like this. But Monkey Moon gives him the pinch. There's no chance for Exotic.
No. Why did he think that was the challenge? It was covered. There was nothing really Vatira could have put on the shot. 5 seconds, Vitality. Can they create something here? Sidewall, Vatira says, thank you, 2-0. Oh, Vitality. Nearly their own worst enemies. It's a kickoff goal in the first game that decides it, a double fake, and that time it's... Yeah, I don't want to call it an own goal because he's trying to intercept the shot, but
yeah.
It was unnecessary, Johnny. He didn't need to get a hand in there.
It was just far too telegraphed. I mean, Vatira probably, licking his lips when he saw Monkey Moon coming, thinking, well, okay, from that angle, I know where this ball's going to be going.
Oh, you're helping? Okay.
Just the easiest 50-50 of the day for Vatira. I mean, it's the mistakes for Vitality. The kickoff goal for game 1, we can forgive them that one. That's like, just a bit of a random play to kick things off. They didn't have any way to read that. But the only 2 goals they've conceded, well, actually 2 of the 3 goals they've conceded, I should say, came off a misplays. They've called a timeout. I think a smart one to call here. But yeah, they've got to stop these unforced errors. That was an unforced error there. They overcommitted in game 1. That's an unforced error as well. K-Corp don't need any help winning series, as we've seen this season. If Vitality are going to help them, then K-Corp are probably going to win. I mean, Monkey Moo, we saw he had a 5-liter bottle of water with him, I think, today. He's not going to need it all. He brought it for the game 7 with 10 tech pauses, which after all,
Monkey Moo
is not a bad idea. But the way this is going, he's not going to need all that.
Yeah, it's just these, as you said, these little mistakes. I think you can see on Monkey Moo's face right now. You can probably tell as soon as he went to challenge, you just have that moment with thinking, oh no. Like, you just see exactly where that... There's no other direction for that ball to go. Vatira's hit it straight into him, and in the end, probably just try to do too much. It's the right idea. You want to help your third man. You want to help your team in the counter-attack, but just wasn't the right play. Vitality get punished twice in a row for a couple of misplays, and KC, as they seem to always do, Johnny, just come out on top in those little, just the little things, you know, the micromanagement of the game and the little intricacies, as we saw in that Gentlemate series, seems to always come up KC.
It's very similar again. Want to make a comparison to the last NA Grand Final we saw last week. It's a match that, on paper, looking at the results of the weekend, should be close, but ended up being a sweep because the team with the plot armor, the team who've been winning all season, they believe they're going to win, and they don't panic in the big moments. NRG dominating 4-0. KC looking to do the same thing over here in Europe against even stiffer competition. That would be just another reminder for the EU scene and indeed the world. KC are still a team to beat.
And even their coach Farah believes he's coaching the 3 best players in the world, and I think the best part about that, Johnny, is the 3 players on KC probably also believe they're the 3 best players in the world, and that confidence goes a long way when the pressure's on. Situations like this in grand finals, whether it's online in Europe or on land. That's why they're the major champions. That's why Drally is a world champ, and probably the best player in the world right now. There's the pop. Does he get the bump on Zen? No, Tira. Here is Drally. Finds the clear 40 seconds in. It has been all KC off his timeout.
I think if you asked any of the KC players or Farah who the best players in the world are, they're going to say, well, 4 of them are in this lobby, and like you said, they've got 3 of them. The Rally's on top. So it's a good ratio to have. I really do believe Farah when he says they've got the 3 best in the world. I think he thinks that. A lot of coaches will say that. I'm not sure I believe that they believe it. But Farah definitely does, and they, like I said, not giving Vitality any room to breathe at the start of this game. Vitality earned some of their own. Oh, and Nationals nearly own goal there on the rebound. It's been scrambled clear by KC.
And that's even when they're making these misplays when they're out of position. It's not an own goal. What a picture of Drally. Where'd that come from? Oh, goodness me, he got a score. He's missed. I think he was surprised that he had an open net. Well, even the best in the world don't always slot the open ones. That makes my career for a little bit better.
I can't believe Drally got so much power from that distance. That was unreal on the timing, and you can see the Vitality defender didn't expect it. We talked about last game being must-win for Vitality's mental game. This is must-win for this series. If they lose this, I don't think anybody's predicting a reverse sweep against KC. They might need one. It's KC looking dangerous. Looking like the more dangerous of the 2 teams so far as we approach halftime.
Yeah, this is a KC game against any team where they're just pinning the other team, pinning the opposition in this offensive half. And as we mentioned in the pre-show, just that blue wall, that halfway line, that defense. Drally, there's the link-up play. Vaxi finds it, puts it on his bonnet, and Drally does the rest.
Oh, that's just so clean. Ball dash, mid-pass, redirect from Drally. It's the ability to get on the end of these passes so quickly that separates KC from the rest of the world at the moment. They follow up in the blink of an eye. Even if you've got defenders in position, KC make them look out of position.
Ridiculous. I think they're the best team in the world. Oh, hang on, that's a big misplay. I thought Tim was going to miss. Still really awkward here. Monkey Moo has to bail him out. Exotic with a clear down.
Hold on.
But Wale got nearly in the net, apparently. There could be another shot coming through. Double commit with the saves. And look at the spacing, though. Where are Vitality? Zen free jumps just to try and force something here, but Vatira's flicked it over everybody, and Atto can get one more central. There's the flip, there's Drally. Exotic finds a save. These half chances that KC create, Johnny, I think they're the best in the world at turning them into full-on goals. Just so clinical.
They really are. They have full faith in each other's ability on the pitch. Somehow they managed to do it with barely an overextension in sight. Even in the grand final of what's been a long day for them.
Yeah.
Bakura makes it too. It's too easy for them now. Monkeyman loses control of the overhead. That should be a routine catch for him on the back wall, but he's missed it. And Vatira's, of course, there to punish it.
And this is what I mentioned before, the half chances. Vatira has he has all three of Vitality in net. And as soon as he sees Zen on the crossbar, just shift across. He knows that bottom right's wide open, and he strikes. Those half chances, they're clinical. Always make them count. Drally pops it across, and they get three now. Vatira off the ceiling. This is really awkward. It's unconventional for Vitality. All three of them with low boost. And off that timeout, things are not looking good. Exotic's in big trouble. The demos are coming through. Have a look at Drally's aggression. Stand on the backboard getting bumped off. KC in full form right now.
Yeah, it's just one-way street at the moment. Drally's been bumped though. Oh, that's going to result in a goal as well. Zen actually chased his Drally down successfully, and Monkeyman got it on net. That's the key. It just felt like one of those days where even chances like this are going to hit the bar, but they make it good. And that's some great awareness by Zen to spot the opening for his teammates.
Drally.
Yeah, really nice. This is the kind of backs against the wall gameplay from Vitality. Zen said, stuff it, I'm going forward, I'm looking for bumps. He's done it again. He's found Vatira this time. That could have been in and would have been a goal. Zen still keeping the heat on. You'd expect KC to slow the play down now, but I love the aggression. Zen throwing everything at it. He does not want to go down 3-0. It's got to be tough against his team. Here's one more for Atto though, drop down. No one there for KC.
Yeah, Vitality might get one more clean look. This could be it. Infield though, Zen and Exotic not on the same page. Exotic was moving front post, then passes towards the back one. And there goes another opportunity. Will there be another chance? Or will it just be more KC? They nearly get another. Zen again upfield though. He's chasing Drally. But he's doing it with ball cam on. He's keeping an eye on where the play is. This is some of the most upfield position that we've ever seen Zen in. Monkeyman, Exotic! 2-2!
Oder jetzt Comebacken, Bruder, Rage Quit. Jetzt.
He's rotating for Carmen Corp. It's thrown them off, and what a finish. Three-man play, transitioning out of defense. Exotic with zero boost, rips her top lands, game on.
Well, this is something we've not seen before. We've seen Zen take more aggressive roles in the team, but to be upfield ahead of the ball demoed. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, no!
Where's the challenge? Just Carmen Corp advanced.
Digga, guck mal, was der macht stark. Der geht für krassen Play, Digga. Nee.
And they've just given all the space in the world to the best team in the world.
Look at the respect they pay Drally there. He could hop down from the ceiling and find the infield. They've just got to cover the pass. What a shot from Atto though. 4 seconds. Did they get one more? Drally shot. Drally scores. And they've completely shut the gate on any chance of a Vitality comeback.
Oh, it's just all gone wrong for Vitality again. Just when it looked like they might have found something that could work today. Zen in front of the ball. The result remains the same. 2-goal difference. It's got a sting as well. They didn't even have a chance on 0 seconds. Carmen Corp with quadruple match points. And Vitality, once again, are just struggling to find a winning strategy in the matchup.
And they almost forced their way to that 2-2 through, as you mentioned, Zen pushing downfield, looking for demos, just completely rotating on the side of Carmen Corp in the blue half, but that's probably not a sustainable form of gameplay, and we saw it there. KC with 2. That's the game, you know, if they win that, it's 2-1, they're back in the series. Instead, Carmen Corp turn it up another notch, the kickoff strats come through, and in the end, 16 shots to 17 shots to 7 is just too much. They are absolutely dominating this one and staring down a sweep.
Yeah, it's unfortunately for Vitality, just another messy game from their POV. You know, maybe part of it is strategy. They did try something new there, but we've got to point out the obvious execution errors. Monkeyman with the overhead catch there, that should be automatic for him. He should have had that under control on the backboard. Instead, it's the second goal for Carmine Corp. And the goal to go ahead for KC as well, 3-2. Monkey Moon could have challenged faster. He could have played the ball. He had Exotic behind him. He got faked out, which you just cannot afford to do as the initial defender at this level. You have to get some of the ball, and he didn't. So,
yeah,
I mean, Monkey Moon's had a good series. I think offensively they've had some great plays and some really good team plays.
Das andere Team hat besser gespielt, aber mit Eugene und so.
Kind of be conceding 17 shots to Carmine Corp or any team, but certainly not the blue wall. Let's see if they can find one and get the ball rolling. It was a promising second half to that game, but things just got a little bit out of control at the end.
Vitality ist auch, ist ja auch, oder?
They go to a more conventional style for the moment.
Übrigens, ich habe vergessen, wie dieses Team heißt, aber Eugene, Bruder, und diese Juicy und so, alle viel besser gespielt als das.
Doing Carmine Corp things. And will it be 1-0 already? No, not quite as Zed does well not to give the ball away. Vitality actually turned it into a team clear. This has been well worked for them, but it's
Boah, Jolly, wie der da wartet, Junge. Gentleman, ja genau. Guck mal, wie der wartet. Ach, Digga, nee. Ey, der spielt ehrlich zu smart. Ey, Bro, stell dir denkt dran, Bruder, mach noch deine Angriffe, Bruder. Letztes Mal hast du vergessen, Bruder.
Exotic should have scored. That's a big mistake. Another whiff. Exotic 0 boost. KC still going to press off this. Atto steals his boost, stealing. One more. Does he find the dunk? It's Zen last man. Another redirect. Atto underneath. Vatira's got to be careful. And he's ready for the overcommit.
Clanstadt, ja, Bruder. Clanstadt.
Vitality hanging on, but it's looking really shaky in that defense, as you mentioned.
It really is. It doesn't look comfortable. I'm interested to see the Monkey Man has stuck with the Fennec through thick and thin here, mostly thin, in the grand final. He's been playing it all weekend. You know, usually it looks just weird seeing him in this car, but I will admit I'm getting used to it. Oh, Exotic with a big mind game. Monkey Moon with the 50. Zen likewise. And Vitality get one.
How good's the whifty? Doesn't matter what level of play we got. The European Grand Final. It's nearly the four-man whiff into the pinch off the corner. Monkey Moon and Atto. Out of nowhere, Vitality for a little misplay, little mistake.
Oh, die Comebacken jetzt, Bruder.
Can they hold on to this? Can they make something of
Die
it?
machen Reverse Sweep.
You know, one game would do a lot for them mentally. I think just knowing that they can get one, but
Ja, Jolly hat gemisst, Bruder.
Rally booms the post, and that was definitely an open near post for him to aim at.
Oh, it wasn't entirely. I think the whole net was pretty much open.
Finale,
But somewhere in the middle. I don't think you
Außer wenn
realize
die
he
jetzt
surprised himself.
Reverse Sweep machen,
With
aber
the time that
ähnlich,
he
Junge.
had, that is a massive miss. Could it be the start of something for
Junge, ich
Vitality?
verstehe das nicht, Junge. Monkey Moon, Zen, Bruder, das sind so krasse Spieler, Digga. Warum verkacken die so? Bruder, Monkey Moon hat 2 World Champs, fast sogar 3 hintereinander alle gewonnen.
Rally just wall dashing up. Try and find the pass. Instead,
Jetzt auf einmal verkackt der so derbe, Digga. Der hat 2 times World Champion Titel.
But he has found the boost. That's going to be huge. The KC offense. Unless Exotic has anything to say about it, he's found a dunk over everybody, and Vitality, they found the attack.
Digga, warum spielt dieser Typ eigentlich Fennec, Bruder? Geh mal Octane spielen, Bruder. Er spielt sein Leben lang Octane und jetzt auf einmal wechselt der Finale Fennec, Junge. Der denkt auch, der kann jetzt irgendwas machen, Digga, hä? Ich schwör's dir, was ist das für ein Typ?
Fake for Monkey Moon a minute ago for Exotic to come in. It deserves a better shot. Next time they get a second one here, Monkey Moon, close range. He's decided to go in the back corner instead of shooting at a defended net. Will this pan out in their favor? No, Exotic can't get it on target, and I think that one was far less planned.
Yeah, he just got stuck underneath that one, and it's a beautiful touch from Bradley. Look at the space now for Vatira. Should be able to grab ball and boost. Sure to secure.
Ja, er ist bekannt für Octane, Digga. Warum spielt der jetzt Fennec?
There's Atto, so quick, he's found two. He's done Exotic, big trouble. No boost, but he's found a really important touch.
Ich komm gleich, chill kurz.
Look at the press four. They need to find this goal. You can see the fake coming through. Atto with a shot. Zen ready. Using all the boost in the tank. Just Exotic. He's getting to work though. Has the reset. Doesn't get to use it. Find the flick or any contact with the ball, and Vatira's able to handle things. KC still getting desperate. Just over a minute left.
It's unusual to see KC giving away attacks this easily. They are just kind of aimlessly hitting the ball forward on the last few goes. They tend to have more direction to their offense, and at the moment, Vitality are capitalizing on the lack thereof. Monkey Moon makes it 2. And this is now surely a winning position that Vitality cannot mess up.
I think Atto tried to fake challenge him. He dropped down back onto the ground, but Monkey Moon was completely ready for that, and he finds the placement 2-0. There's still time for Carmichael. We know they've got the kickoff strategies. They're coming through. The close cheat into the 50 across, but this time Vitality ready. Can they call game? Can Exotic call game? He's got the free double, and there it is. 3-0, Vitality are back.
Oh, KC forced to make an aggressive play. And it does not work out at all. Nicely done by Exotic. And the last drop of boost, steering the ball to the bottom corner. 3-0. Vitality avoiding the sweep at least, it seems.
Yeah, Exotic had some shooting lows earlier in this game. He was certainly making sure that double touch was on target. Knew he had the open net. The defender threw himself at the first touch. Here's Vatira. Beautiful 50 to Atto. He's actually got a momentary one-on-one.
Oh.
The goal. He does find one back, and we know what they can do in this situation.
A good move by Atto. Taking it past Exotic. Atto by far the more experienced ones player as of late in that head-to-head matchup. 27 seconds. This is still time for KC to do something.
Nick, die machen Comeback, Bruder.
They are
Was
this
jetzt
time as
los,
well.
Bruder?
The Zens read their minds. He saw it coming and
Warum
chips it into
verkackt
the net.
KC jetzt?
This is, I mean, you just have to expect a kickoff strat at this point in the game, and Zen's not just
machen dick
the
Comeback.
delayed kickoff from Atto, and Zen saw it, as you said. He's played too many 1v1s. He knows exactly what to do. Probably flicked his stick to just check where Atto was. The late kickoff doesn't work, and that is enough to call game.
Oh, or is it? Vatira's going to try and make it interesting again. But that should do it. Exotic can take the ball to the corner and confirm that they are on the board. Still far away from a reverse sweep, but this is something for Vitality to celebrate. And they aren't going to give KC anything. And Crossbar's going to deny Drally again. He's had a couple of fights to the upright in this game as Drally.
16-0 champ Saturday, 4 straight best-of-7 sweeps, and I think the entirety of Europe said, we're not doing that again. We have 0 sweeps on Championship Sunday. Vitality makes sure of that. Just how far can they get in this series, though, is the question.
Well, yeah, we've had the 1-4-1 today, 1-4-3, 2 4-2s. Will this be? I think most of us would probably have to go 4-1.
One or the other.
I'm still thinking KC. But if they can get one more, that's where I think Vitality can start to believe that they really are in this. KC are not playing perfectly today. They're not playing their most dominant Rocket League that they've ever played. Gentleman's taking them to 7. Drally having a bit of a fight with a crossbar in this game. You know, there are mistakes, but unfortunately for Vitality, they've made far more mistakes. And it's only when we see games like this that we remember what they can look like when they have a clean game. They suddenly look more than competitive.
Well, no timeout from Farah, no timeout called by KC. That's the interesting question. Do you call it now to try and really stop the momentum and just shut the series now? Or is that a sign that you're worried? If you call the timeout, does Vitality get more confident thinking, hang on,
yeah,
we might have KC rattled. I think we save it at least for one more game if you're KC. We'll find out here. Vitality, if they can win this game, as you said, they will have all the momentum, but this is kind of where KC really thrive. They give a team one and completely close the door.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one for Vitality. There's no doubt about it. KC will still be filled with confidence. Their undefeated run through this event has been incredibly impressive. They've had plenty of those this season. Exotic with control in defense. It's always hard to break out of these positions. The key is not to rush it. You look after your boost and then wait until there's a clear path out, not to get dunked on, not to give it away. Monkey Moon and Exotic linking up again. Vitality have done well in the first minute to break free of KC's pressure. Let's start some of their own.
You mentioned them not quite linking up as well. They've been looking a lot better though, Vitality. Look at the speed from Exotic. I feel like his shooting hasn't quite been on target, but the rest of his game has been fantastic so far. Here is Zen. That one's not going to trouble Drally too much. Monkey Moon just picking up the pace. From Zen. Well, that's tested Vitality, and Monkey Moon's happy to take it back to grab boost and ball.
And that came out of nowhere. Zen getting so much power on that one with almost no momentum. Come in and Exotic again. The passing starting to connect again like it did at the start of the series. Zen with the aerial catch. Of course, it would be him with the perfect aerial control. He can't get past the first challenge. End-to-end stuff here. KC sitting quite deep compared to their usual defensive line, which could be well into their opponent's half.
Oh, the double demo. Zen answering back from the Monkey Moon demo as he launches it downfield. We were questioning Monkey Moon's defensive touches earlier, Johnny. I think he's really locked in now. He's looking fantastic back on the Fennec. He's been completely baited out by that.
Let's try that again. Let's try that again.
He's
Monkey Moon.
Just trust me, Monkey Moon looking fantastic, loving the defensive touches. Here he goes. Atto up. The reset over the top with the dunk. Zen able to help out. God, that was nearly disastrous again for me as Exotic launches it downfield.
All right, they are doing fine though. They're in the match. Vitality, avoiding mistakes, infield pass. Defended well by KC. Monkey Moon, back pass, looking for Zen, but Zen's actually going for the back corner boost. So one more touch needed for Monkey Moon. He did make sure to chase it down. Zen able to get the ball past one. Batira waiting patiently for his chance to advance, but he's been taken out of the game. Monkey Moon at the 100 boost. Can he make something happen here? He's landed on the ceiling, but Rlcs easily dispossessed him. Oh, Rlcs done more than that. Reset on the ball. And a beautiful flick on target. Monkey Moon stuck on the post. Happens even at this level.
He was just momentarily sliding down with 0 boost. The worst situation, the worst position you could be on a Rocket League map. He's stuck on your own goal post. The Exotic jumps up. KC just hitting back, and I really like that touch actually from Exotic. It's forced a double commit. If Monkey Moon wants to challenge, he's just got to dodge the demos. Exotic aware, helps out. Monkey Moon jumps now. Vatira with a beautiful touch. Can he find one more? Zen tries to take the save responsible. 50. Monkey's got to worry about this. It's not on target, and a touch across might actually help Vitality in the end. Work it out. Vatira backboard. No one there. Zen has to make the read. That's beautiful from him. Australia with no boost throws himself forward. KC need to get back. There's the touch. Atto down.
Oh my goodness.
My goodness, no way.
Digga, Atto hat verkackt, ja.
Big double mistake. Surely. Oh, this is okay. I'm not going to mention Monkey Moon's gameplay again. He has not hit the ball since.
I don't think they expected that when it come through to the mat though with the crossbar. It is uncharacteristic. It's so strange to see KC sitting this deep. Who gave NA the controllers? But it seems to be working. The counterattacks are presenting themselves. Final minute of the game. Vitality holding on to tournament life.
This is it. Next goal wins. Next goal could decide. Open for championship. Vatira staying underneath. You can see Zen with 0 boost, just forcing the ball forward. He has to get back. He's actually found that mid-100. It's going to be huge. Australia's found the pinch off the ceiling. Zen finds a little bit of space. Vatira instant pre-jump. There's the 50 underneath. Exotic, does he want in? It's Monkey Moon with a double commit from KC. Zen finds the 50, finds the pinch, and might be keeping Vitality alive just yet.
And it's KC with the panic in defense. Vatira taking the risk, dribbling in field. He doesn't get behind the ball. He doesn't get goal side and 50 it safely. He was thinking about a counter-attack. Zen pounces and gets the first move. 20 seconds and change. But it's KC who need a goal. It's Vatira getting dunked on by Zen again.
It's another whifty off the kickoff. Exotic gets a chance. Straley's missed. There's the 2. No. Atto throws himself forward. 0 boost. Monkey Moon needs to get back. 50 comes through. Can Vitality take it to a game 6? 5 seconds just to get that ball down on the ground. One more from Zen's huge. Ball will find the ground. We head to Neo Tokyo.
Well, Vitality are fighting so bravely. And was that a switch up we saw from KC? They were sitting so deep this game. It's so uncharacteristic of them to be sitting that far back in their half.
Yes, wie die extra vom Wasser die Marke runtergenommen haben. Crazy.
Timeout Carmen Court. They want to have a chat about this. They want to stop Vitality before it's too late. What an interesting match so far. I would have never expected it to go like this. If we were, game 5, KC up 3-2, I would have expected it to be more of a back and forth affair. Not KC winning 3, Vitality winning 2. That's the world we're living in.
Yeah, or perhaps if it was going to go this kind of way, a reverse sweep, perhaps the other way where Vitality come out of the gate swinging and then Carmen Corp come online, but interesting timeout call. I know we kind of mentioned it. If they're not going to call it after the first loss, they'll say it after the second, but you call it now. You lose this game now, going to no timeout with Vitality, full momentum going into Game 7. Pharaoh wants to stop it right now. Carmine Corp want to end this grand final on Neo Tokyo. But boy, I think everyone watching wants Champions Field. Can we get another Game 7, our second Game 7 open for?
It's set up to be just that. I mean, it's been so scripted in Rlcs and Regional 4s all around the world, so why not another one? APAC went to Game 7 earlier on today. We already talked about all the other regions from last week in the show earlier on.
We had a double reverse sweep in OCE.
Double reverse sweep in OCE. Multiple 0-second comebacks in MENA. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching saw NA. So scripted. Everything's been incredibly scripted. Can we get one more Game 7? Is that too much to ask? Come on, Carmi Kart. You don't need to. You don't need this one. You can just win Game 7. Give us what we want. Give the neutrals what they want, and we will be eternally grateful. And you know what is most impressive to me, CJ, about Vitality is that they seem to be making just a regular, you know, I guess, path through the series for themselves. They're not tilted. They had the emergency Zen Game 3, and I thought, okay, they're done. There's no way they're coming back from this mentally. But now here they are. They're still just chugging along. This is something we've not really seen a lot from them in this season. When they faced adversity, it's all gone up in flames. And now they're responding to adversity, and they're going to need to respond just some more. As Charlie makes it 1-0 in 4 seconds.
Thanks for that. Speaking of adversity, it doesn't get much greater than this. What a little doink over to Drally. Fantastic finish. 4 seconds in. Well, I question the timeout buff, and I think I also cast the curse of that for Champ Sunday. It has been fantastic ever since. There's the flick. The Tira. Had to angle grind along the crossbar. Shot on. Oh no. Oh no. Terrace rallied the troops. They're back. 2-0.
What a clear. And then what a shot. Exotic had no business turning there. He didn't have the boost, didn't have the pace. It's just simple stuff for Carmi Kart. The clear, finding the teammate, waiting in the middle. It's just pinpoint perfect from them. Now they've just left the ball in the kickoff so they can guarantee everybody's in the play, everybody's got boost. Vitality in attack, but PC have got everybody back.
Yeah, triple commit for the save still. Yeah, they're not quite as settled, but awesome start for this Game 6. This is a nice chance for Zen with 2. The 50's not going to work for Vatira, not going to work at all. Has to be. Drally 0 boost, lands on it. Needed a better shot in the end there. Monkey Moon off the ceiling, still with a chance. He's going to whiff. It's a fake though, but Hatto was able to read it well and truly. 30 boost for Exotic, so he leaves it for Zen, who's making the ball do what he wants. In net now. See Monkey Moon, he's throwing all the fake. Shot on net, Drally with the save. KC is happy to hang on. Oh, Drally's happy to get done it again. Wow.
Well, Drally has completely taken over this match. What a redirect after his own pass off the sidewall to himself. There's games like this that really have me thinking that he is #1 in the world right now. You've got to give him his flowers. 1 minute in, and it's already 3-0 KC, and it's all Drally.
He left his 2 teammates on the other side of the pitch right now after a World Championship, Johnny, and he's just put out 3 goals, a hat-trick in 1 minute and 4 seconds of Rocket League in the most important game of the split. This guy is just different gravy. Completely different levels right now. There's the 50 though, there's a chance. Just brute force for Vitality.
It was a great play here by Zen. He's gone in front of the ball, made it awkward for Drally and Vatira to get access to it. Exotic 50s it through them, and Monkey was there to score it. They've still got a ton of time here, Vitality. They've got to keep going. They've got to just keep up the consistency. And maybe there's still a chance.
Time is on their side still, but they need to get active. Need to get urgent. Don't want to panic just yet. Exotic. That one back onto Zen. I like the fake. He tried to force him into a save on the shot there, Atto, but he didn't bite on it. There's the pop. Here's Atto now. Getting the reset. Someone please challenge. This time it's Zen. Exotic's up. Tira finds one. Ball bobbling up and down this Vitality defense. Found a way through. With the bump. This is a shot. Oh, Atto cross net. Nice stay from him. Now they're in trouble. Zen has to land on it. KC, if they find 4, it could be game.
Well, that was a huge chance for Vitality. They maybe just picked the wrong angle to shoot with. The bump plays have been there for them. Just every now and then in this run they're on. Monkey been trying to get it clear. Zen has to just leave it for Exotic. He's got a much better angle of attack. Rlcs actually sent it to Monkey Moon here. Didn't have a lot of boost, but still got there first. Now Zen sidewall skim. He decides to play it more thickly forward. Still so much time for Vitality. They don't need to throw everything forward just yet. As Exotic's dunk gets steered clear by Atto.
Yeah, imagine if that went in. It's well and truly game on. How important this next goal is. Both teams right here. Vatira's up. The corner, that one will just roll around. Exotic easy enough. That's a beautiful demo from Zen, and Monkey Moon's found the pop over Atto. Time for Monkey Moon to get to work. Zen's looking for the bump. Drally's off.
No way.
Top corner, beautiful.
No way.
Monkey Moon, surely Zen makes sure of it. We've got a ball game.
What a shot by Monkey Moon. Vatira stops it. Atto fakes out Exotic on the goal line, but Zen is there. 1 goal game, Vitality. Fighting from behind in so many ways this series, and they're still going, still coming back. What does KC have to do about it?
And will not lie down this
my
team,
goodness.
but that 50 is straight off the crossbar. Huge read from Exotic. Atto wasn't ready, and Exotic's got it again. He's actually dusted Rally to that ball as Atto's looking to control it. He's found himself really awkward. Zen's demos have been elite this game. Vatira's missed. The shot could have been on, but it's wide.
Exotic didn't believe in the miss. He was up for it, but I think he thought Vatira was hitting the ball, so he pulled away from it. If he had slammed that top shelf, there was going to be no chance for the keeper.
Monkey Moon doesn't find the bomb. Could this be open? Exotic finds the pop. One more on net. Exotic has time with Monkey Moon. 100 boost. Look at KC just all backing back, and Zen knows that he's looking for the bumps. Drally's missed. That's a huge mistake from him. Vatira underneath it. They're panicking KC, just want to keep this ball in the orange half. Vitality on anything but that. Where are the demos? Who's going to push forward? Who's going to take the risk? With 50 seconds left at 50 straight on net. Zen's missed the ball, a huge mistake, and time for Vatira.
Every single time a KC player takes control, it just takes away valuable seconds from Vitality. They're having to settle for 50-50s. They want clean beats at this point. Here comes one chance. Zen redirects it on target. It's on the goal line. Exotic couldn't get through.
That had to be it. Had to be the goal. Zen with the reset. Just over 20 seconds. Vitality. They've had so many chances. Exotic's low boost down to Monkey Moon. This one's blocked out. Atto just puts a hand in the way. 15 seconds for KC. Another regional championship coming up. Can they keep it out? Zen. He's got a fake Atto who's pre-jumping. He pops it for Monkey Moon, who goes low. Is anybody there? Drally first on the scene. 2 seconds. To keep it up. KC do it again. Major champs and now Open 4 champs.
Die haben jeden Major gewonnen.
What a series. Vitality showing true guts to keep this one as close as they did. Fighting back from 3 games down, fighting back from 3 goals down in game 6, and making an entertaining showing of it. Even with their earlier struggles, I think they could be pretty proud of their comeback attempt here, but Carmine Corp, too many chances, too much of a lead, and you can see how much it means to them at the end there. Vatira with the emotion. You know, these regionals, yeah, they might be getting used to them, but they still, you know, they still want this so badly.
And I think that emotion obviously is from winning, but also KC knew that Vitality, they were coming. They were coming for them. I mean, they were 3-0 up. Drally puts a hat-trick on in 1 minute. Vitality said, nah, we're still here, and we're going to push for this win. They fought to the bitter end. There were a few shots at the 50s on the goal line. If the placement was better, Exotic had some chances late as well, but they just couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, I don't think they believed in the fakes as well as Carmine Corp did. Vitality sometimes just couldn't quite ignore a player who looks like they're hitting it. You know, sometimes you just have to ignore the shots. Why else are you up for your touch if you're just gonna, you know, pull away from it, assuming that a hit is coming through? I mean, what a start. Rally just gave them everything they needed. Dusting Exotic, to make it 2, and then the solo play, huge redirect to make it 3. Vitality are still able to come back and make a game out.
If that goes to 7, we're talking about this as one of the grand finals of all time. But KC hold strong. They call the timeout. They get to game 6, and they are your Open 4 champions. Let's throw it back to the desk to recap all the action from Champ Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about the emotion there, and I gotta say, I feel like a lot of that emotion is the payoff for the work they probably are putting in, because we know this is one of the hardest working teams in the Rocket League scene, the French in general, really, and that's why they keep bouncing back. And Kate Corp, yeah, that payoff, it's gotta feel real good.
I mean, the fact that they battled through the match against Gentlemates LP, which went all the way to Game 7 with those tech pauses, and then stepped right up against Team Vitality. I'll be honest, I did not think they had another Grand Finals in them. A true marathon. They keep on doing it, and they finished, you know, Neo Tokyo, like, I mean, there was a couple of goals back from Team Vitality, but the fact that they still had it in them to go 3-0 up, Stumpy, so impressive, mentally speaking.
Yeah, I mean, that's also just the fact that they have now gone out of the last 5 RLCS Grand Finals that they could have been in. They have been in all of them, and they have won 4 of them. And out of that, they have only dropped 6 games in total. Like that is, and one of them, bear in mind, was a 4-0 loss to GK. Like it was ridiculous. Every other one has been a 4-0. This one, they managed to lose those 2. But with Vitality, they put up a very good showing. They looked pretty lackluster for the first like 3 games or so. That was, we were kind of, you know, talking in the green room like, okay, let's go another Carmine Corp, Rob, ready to go back on camera, let's finish out the day. And then Vitality started fighting back, and it was a fantastic showing from them in the end. They just couldn't quite have the bottle to, I think, just get it right over the line, because that's such a hard thing to do against Carmine Corp, because they will learn from you as well.
Yeah, cool. Vitality, you feel like they're happy with this? Yes, no?
I think
well,
it'll be
that's
right.
not winning, but like
it's
the growth.
They're getting closer. They'll get there one day. Just keep on trying, and surely they can take down Carmine Corp one time.
Yeah, well, before we head off for the day, of course, we got to talk to the winners, and it's, another win for Farah. He's got a lot under his belt. Congratulations to you and the squad.
Thank you, thank you.
You know, I got to say, I mean, coming into this, a couple hiccups, obviously a tough series in the semifinals, lots of starts and stops there. Did you guys feel that was a little disruptive, maybe? Were you worried going into the grand finals, having all those bumps?
I mean, yeah, today was one of the most chaotic days we'd ever had.
Yeah.
We've had lots of issues on our end, so, you know, just getting around them was really tough. And I apologize for that, because it's only on us. But, you know, I'm really, really proud of the team, because we kept our head high, and, you know, the other teams, they really, really pushed us today, and it was really tough to stay in it because of all the issues and everything that was happening. So, you know, like just like focusing on the game was hard, but we still managed to do it, and we got the win, and it's probably one of the most important of the season.
Perseverance.
I mean, the fact that you're talking about tournament wins in importance shows how many tournament wins you have had. How does the motivation stay up? Because you've won in Birmingham, there's more majors to come, there's Worlds to come, but when you're off the back of winning a major, are they still training just as hard from the very next day, or do you have to get that right back into them?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. The thing with the Rocket League is like it can go very fast, but the closer you are from winning, the closest you are from winning a title is when you just won one, because you're the best at that point, and you might never get that chance again. So you need to take them as soon as you can, and that's what we're trying to push for. You know, if we can win all of the regionals, all of the majors, all of the worlds, we will do it. Obviously, it's almost impossible, but that's what we strive for. And if not, it's okay, we try again. But right now we're the best, so obviously we have the
expectation, the ability to keep pushing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like we're like really, really close from winning another one and another one and another one. So we just want to keep pushing and win another one. And right now we just won another one.
I mean, you know what, Pharaoh? We're talking about winning over and over again. On the pre-show, we were talking about what if we thought it was a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whether Carmine Corp would have a perfect split. So, you know, winning all 3 open qualifiers and the major, just like you did with Vitality when Zen was first introduced. Now, I don't want your, you know, your diplomatic answer here. I don't want you to say, oh, we're not really thinking about going perfect. What do you think the chances of you guys going perfect are in this second split for the RLCS? Because you've done it before, my friend.
I don't know, 5%, very low chances.
Right, okay.
It's just about probabilities, you know, like.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the thing is, if you tell me we're gonna play this team, I'm gonna say we are the favorites because right now we're the best team. But the thing is, let's say we have 80% of winning, like 90% chance of winning, 60% chance of winning. Doesn't matter what. The thing is, like, with enough series, we're gonna lose one, and at some point it just happens to be, you know, in an elimination match or something. So that's why, like, getting a perfect split is probably one of the hardest things you can do in the game, and I'm not focusing on that. First, we need to get, you know, to get to Rally, we need to qualify first.
There's the diplomacy that I knew.
That's good. I mean, hey, well, speaking of focus, before I let you go here, it just is a question for me on what you are.
Sorry, I'm cutting you. Johnny, I'm hearing you in my headset. Can you stop talking, please?
You're gonna Johnny. Oh, wow. I'm so sorry. That's awful. That's a fake lesson
No
there.
one should ever have that.
Yeah, that's terrible. We apologize for it.
Yeah.
Like, I keep cutting myself because like someone is talking and I don't know what to do with that.
We got our wires all mixed up here. Yeah, I know. I just want to know for you. I mean, you said the other teams pushed you and challenged you today. Do you feel like you have a lot of work coming up into the Open 5 then, or like you're in a good spot to kind of smoothly work into that, or given the fact they're pushing, that you have a lot of changes to make?
I mean, obviously, we're getting closer to the end of the season, so all of the teams are gonna analyze what we're doing and are gonna get closer to our level. So we have to be really careful. But I'm not taking today for, you know, I'm not gonna put a lot of stock on today because of all of the issues. I feel like the series are not really representative of what we can do or what we want really to do. Like, the series were extremely chaotic, and it feels like the whole regional for us was really chaotic because I mean, ever since we got back from the major, the game has not been the easiest to play. It was just about, you know, getting as much time as we could, as much games as we could, and I'm happy we got the win. As I said, I think it's one of the most important ones because now we have, you know, such tranquility, a peace of mind going into the second split as opposed to last year. You know, we're far ahead in terms of points and stuff. We just need that little bit more to qualify for the major, and once we're gonna do that, we're gonna be focusing on, you know, all of the other teams and, you know, how close are they? What do we need to do to win this LAN? What do we need to do to win this LAN? What do we need to do to win Worlds?
That's right. Hey, and again, you guys are on your way to Worlds there. Again, the Raleigh coming up next here. For you, if you want to shout anything out, just because of the great play you guys are doing, what you've locked in so far, even if it is just to tell Johnny off.
No, I'm proud. I'm proud. As I said, this last year we saw it. Like, it was tough coming up from the first split. We missed out on the second split. Not again. We're in it. I'm so proud of the team. Today was chaotic. We made it through. Thank you to everyone who cheered for us. And there is gonna be there is a lot of them, and they're all gonna be in Lyon because we qualified. So there is another thing to be proud of today.
Exactly. You got a lot to be proud of. I'm going to go let you celebrate with the team. Congratulations again on Lyon. Congratulations on today. It's been wondrous, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. See you guys.
Hey, mate.
There it is. A great showing from them. Really, I mean, I usually will make fun of the caster that voted against KC. Not in this case. I think that was